back to being on the calm side, but the onshore flow, it's also keeping our temperatures more on the mild side as well. Numbers are going to be below normal for this time of year. Very comfortable afternoon in store after temperatures right now, 61 degrees in the Santa Ana area, Garden Grove as well. Today's high temperature 68 for the beach, 70s on the way, and we've got really nice conditions across our valleys in the IE, our mountain spots, about 67 degrees, gusty at times for our high deserts, and low deserts 95 degrees on this Memorial Day. Now send it over to Stu. Stu, what do you have?
Hey, good morning, Samana. We're going to do a little bit of traffic. We're taking a look at that 22 once again. Moving along very well out here, north or east or westbound on that 22 through the Garden Grove area. It is looking great, but if you're going to get on that 405, the 605, or even the 5 this morning, we floated earlier. We're keeping an eye on it. Definitely going to be Memorial Day light indeed. As far as the ride goes, if you have to work today, well, you're going to get to where you need to be on time. Sending it back to y'all in the studio. Good morning.
All right, Stu, thank you. We are following some breaking news in Garden Grove. Tracking this story, first responders have been racing to prevent a massive explosion.
Overnight, crews have been inspecting the compromised chemical tank at the center of this crisis. Gigi Graciette live at the Fire Command Post in Cypress with the very latest. Gigi.
Good morning. In just about a half an hour, officials are going to hold what they call their morning briefing. There, they will be discussing and bringing everyone up to date on that nighttime operation and what the status is today of that tank. We know it is not leaking, but as of last night, it remained very, very dangerous. The threat of explosion, an all too real threat. Take a look. This morning, the Orange County Fire Authority stressing there is only one crack in the tank, which could be a good thing because that could serve to relieve some of the internal pressure. You might be able to make out the peeling of the weather stripping on the exterior. That is also happening, but the fire authority says it is not an additional crack. Now, the crews were sent in last night to take a better and close-up look at the tank. The big hope was that that crack was relieving some of the pressure that would cause the tank to stabilize. Now, there are 3 possible scenarios as of last night, and over the weekend dozens of experts from throughout the state were brought in. They all met to think, quote, outside of the box to help resolve the problem and to discuss the possible scenarios. Let's discuss them. The first, of course, is the worst case scenario. Again, that would be an explosion. If the MMA, that is how the chemical is known inside the tank, continues to heat faster than crews can cool it, that could trigger an explosion. The second possible scenario would be a rupture of the tank causing a chemical spill. We're told that mitigation efforts have already started to divert a possible spill away from the sewers so that, of course, it does not reach the ocean. The third and best case scenario would be stabilization. The pressure inside the tank is somehow relieved and the cooling operations continue and are successful. That would allow engineers to secure the valve, either transfer the chemical or inert the tank. We're told that one of the tanks over the weekend has already been stabilized. So right now, all eyes continue to be, of course, on the tank, the focus, the cooling effort. Now, I'm told in internal meetings this weekend, one of the things they also discussed was possibly scaling down the evacuation. Right now, it's affecting anywhere from 40 to 50,000 people in areas of 6 different cities, not only Garden Grove and Stanton. So that is high on their list of priorities, scaling down the evacuation zone. Again, we'll learn all about this and what they found last night after their 8 a.m. briefing. And of course, as soon as we hear, we'll bring you the latest. For now, I'm Gigi Graciette live at the command post in Cypress.
All right, we're looking forward to that briefing. Thank you so much, Gigi. And this Memorial Day, thousands of motorcycles will roll through Riverside to honor fallen service members.
Coco McAvoy is live in Riverside now, where riders are gathering for the annual West Coast Thunder Procession. Good morning.
Hey there, it's Memorial Day, and for thousands upon thousands of people, that of course means participating in West Coast Thunder, happening annually here in Riverside. And this is the largest motorcycle ride on Memorial Day in the entire country. I want to start by talking to Glenn now, who is the Vice President of West Coast Thunder Foundation. And Glenn, if you can just talk about how this event means a lot to so many people.
Yes, ma'am. So here at the West Coast Thunder Foundation, we put the whole event and the purpose of the event to action. And so we are actually the largest benefactor to the Riverside National Cemetery, which, little known fact, is the largest veteran cemetery in the country. And we fund, POW Memorial there. We fund the American Indian Veterans Memorial. We buy the golf carts there. So a lot of, good use with the support from the public.
Absolutely. I love that it goes towards a good cause. And you can see thousands of riders already out here, too. And just talk about how the event goes on and the things that people experience when they're here.
Absolutely. So this event has been going on since 2000, and it started with just a handful of riders trying to show their support for veterans and on Memorial Day. And it's grown into this. And so it means so much to so many people. It means so much to the community here in Riverside and California. We have people flying in from all over the country, all over the world to attend it. And again, it's just, Memorial Day is not just the kickoff to summer. Memorial Day is a special day that makes us, remember why we have the freedom that we have, right? Somebody had to go out there and pay the ultimate sacrifice to secure that freedom, and we want to remember them and honor them on this day.
Absolutely, and I want to introduce you as well to Christine, Sean, and Julio. This is your first year participating. I just want all of you to talk about what inspired you to participate.
Well, I come from a very proud military family. My grandfather was an Army medic in World War II. My father was a Marine during Vietnam, and my son is an honor guard in the Navy. And it is so important for us to honor the fallen, for me to be able to honor those who have given the ultimate sacrifice, our servicemen, servicewomen, and service animals. And if I might add, if we can please give an awareness that mental health is health care. Please help stop soldier suicide. Please support your veterans. They've given the ultimate sacrifice, and we should be honored to honor them.
Absolutely, and same question for you, Sean.
It's just a great way to come out and demonstrate and help people remember the importance, why we have freedom, those who've sacrificed. And this is our first ride, so we want to come out and demonstrate that for everybody today. We really appreciate that.
Of course, we definitely do. And same for you, Julio. What inspired you to be part of this?
My nephew is a United States Marine veteran. He served, I believe, in Afghanistan, in the 90s, 2000, I believe. And now he's a caregiver. And it's my first time riding, so that's also what inspired me.
We love that. Thank you so much to all of you for doing that. We really appreciate you being part of this ride. And you can see just thousands of people participating in this, including Frank, who participates every single year. If you can talk about what you love about this event.
Oh, it's just the amount of riders that there is representing, and at the same time, honoring our veterans, all the fallen brothers that have, given the ultimate sacrifice for our country. And also, too, the brotherhood that shows up here, all my brothers, from Red Rum, MC, and what just everybody brings to this positive, ride. It's every year, wish we could do it more. But I hope a lot of you come out here and, come and help us honor our brothers, all the people that gave the ultimate sacrifice. So.
Thank you so much, Frank. We really appreciate you speaking with us. And as you can see, this means a lot to a lot of people. And that's why thousands of people come every single year to West Coast Thunder. I'll send it back to you.
It's an emotional day for sure. A great group of men and women out there. Great hearts.
Yeah, what a tribute to all our service members who continue to serve, and of course for those who have fallen for our freedom. We thank you.
That's right.
All right, Coco.
Let's get to some entertainment, shall we? Entertainment sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. HBO Max unveiled a new trailer touting some of its big movies and series coming up, including new footage from the Harry Potter series.
Mr. Potter, I think we can expect great things from you. Let's see who you are.
Ooh, the trailer also included looks at the DC show Lanterns, a Big Bang Theory spin-off, Hard Knocks featuring the Super Bowl champ Seattle Seahawks, and The Gilded Age, All of these are hitting HBO Max, and in some cases, HBO. Throughout the year, it's going to be capped off by the premiere of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in December.
Oh, my kids are into it.
Yeah.
We'll have something to watch there. Well, the force is strong at the movies as Star Wars movie tops the box office for the first time in 7 years.
We're protecting everything the rebellion fought for.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
The Mandalorian and Grogu pulled in more than $100 million over the Memorial Day weekend, giving fans a reason to return to theaters for a galaxy far, far away. The film marks the first Star Wars theatrical release since 2019's Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. So what a big debut. All right, let's send things over to Stu with traffic.
Hey, good morning, everybody. This traffic's brought to us by Jacoby and Myers Injury Lawyers. Take a look at that 605 drive. Do I have to say it again? But I'm gonna. I don't have to, but I'm gonna. It is definitely Memorial Day light out here indeed. All the freeways we've been seeing have been sparsely populated by vehicles. Look at those big fancy words. But basically what I'm telling you is if you got to get somewhere, especially in the morning time right now, go do it, because there's nothing going to slow you down on those freeways. Get to wherever you need to be quickly and safely on this Memorial Day. But let's take a look at some traffic hotspots right now.
If you've been injured in an accident, Jacoby and Myers will fight for the justice you deserve. And if we don't win, you won't pay a penny. We have earned the trust of tens of thousands of clients. Jacoby and Myers, because everyone deserves justice.
Welcome back. This AAPI month, we are celebrating a South Bay athlete who took an unexpected path from the beaches of the South Bay all the way to the Olympic halfpipe.
B. Kim is a Korean-Japanese-American snowboarder who made her Olympic debut this past winter representing Team USA. Araxia has her story.
B. Kim was just 5 or 6 the first time she strapped on a snowboard. Just a typical South Bay kid heading up to the mountains when the season called for it.
It was just something I did with my family.
She didn't get serious about it until around 11. But before that one random weekend changed her trajectory forever.
We were in Mammoth, and I very randomly entered this competition. Somehow ended up on the podium, ended up getting 3rd, and from there it just, for lack of a better term, snowballed. Escalated very quickly to every other weekend, and then every weekend, and then 5 days a week, which led to going to online school.
She knew she wanted to be on the Mammoth snowboard team, and she made her case to her dad in the most perfectly timed way possible.
I told my dad, I really want to join the Mammoth snowboard team, and he's like, that's not a thing. He goes, we live at the beach, like the beach is 5 minutes compared to 5 hours away. And then lucky for me, a kid snowboarded by at that exact moment, and their jacket said Mammoth snowboard team on it. And I was like, look, it's a thing, it's a thing.
From that moment on, the goal was set. And even as a kid, B had her eyes fixed on something most athletes only dare to dream about.
That has been the goal, hoping to get to be at the Olympics and represent my country and my family. And it was always this massive, massive thing, obviously, so far in the distance.
This past winter, that distant dream became reality.
To actually be living in the moment at the Olympics was so, so surreal. I couldn't have asked for a better Olympic debut. Got to snowboard with all of my idols, Chloe Kim and Maddie Mastro. They're the ones who inspired me. To be able to be on Team USA with them was also just a dream.
And she didn't make that journey alone.
We had 30 friends and family come out from California, which was wild.
From the beginning, it's been about family, friends, support, and sacrifice.
I wouldn't be here if it weren't for the sacrifices my parents made for me. Driving to Mammoth is a commitment every weekend. 6-hour drive is not easy. And then as it progressed, my dad would travel with me to every competition and training camp together. You don't get to do all the things that all the kids are doing when you're your age, but then I get to travel the world with my snowboarding friends, and I'm exposed to more than I could even dream of when I was a kid. You can't replace it.
This AAPI Heritage Month, as a Korean Japanese American, B reflects on what it's meant to wear Team USA on behalf of something much bigger than herself.
All 4 of my grandparents immigrated here to the States. Being on Team USA and representing them at the Olympics was the American dream. They came here hoping to give their kids and grandkids a better life. The fact that I was able to pursue something so out of the norm, it means the world. They're some of my biggest supporters.
Her grandfather doesn't just cheer from the sidelines, he does his homework.
He wants to know every trick that every girl has, and he wants to know, so what are our odds for this? What are our chances? It's an added layer of pride when I'm standing at the top of the half pipe, dropping in and doing my snowboarding. It's a big reminder that it isn't just for me, that it also is for the people who came before me.
When she's not on the mountain, B's a self-described foodie. Before she trades the West Coast for the East Coast this fall, her plan is to spend time at the beach, hang out with friends and family, and eat at a couple of her favorite spots in Gardena and Torrance.
There's a Japanese place that my brother and I love. We always go for lunch. It's called Ichiman. My favorite Korean barbecue place is Yellow Cow. It's in like Gardena area, and I've been going there since I was a kid.
Next up, a new challenge. She's headed to Colombia. B hopes young athletes watching her story remember one thing.
Snowboarding didn't come naturally to me at all, but I loved it so much, and that's what I really wanted to do with my life. It's so easy to get discouraged. I have had so many ups and downs in my career, and the biggest thing is if you love it and you really do want it, you have to just stick with it.
Oh, I love that so much. If you want it, you just have to stick with it. We're so proud of you. Good Day Weather is brought to you by My Home Sold, and we've got some pretty great weather on this Memorial Day. Temperatures, of course, are cool in the morning. Winds are calm. We're going to go ahead and take advantage of all the above, and we're looking forward to this cooler weather pattern for sure. Temperatures are going to be below normal, at least for the next several days, as the onshore flow continues to enhance. The range of 70s, low 70s at the coast to mid
mid to upper 70s for inland and valley communities, and we'll get a mixed bag of some sunshine and some cloud cover. And tomorrow, due to the enhancement of the flow of air from the ocean to land, we may pick up some drizzle chances tomorrow morning as well. So keep that in mind as we're getting back to work, back to school, and upper 60s. So temperatures will continue to cool down. Weekend though, this upcoming weekend, we're warming up again. Temperatures will be back in the 80s and upper 80s as possible. And on this Memorial Day, we of course remember our fallen heroes, outdoor activities. We've got weather conditions cooperating. 67 degrees for our beach areas, inland spots at 71. Temperatures a hint warmer for valleys and the Inland Empire communities, mountains at 67 degrees. It will be a little gusty at times for our high desert communities of Appaloosa Valley and low deserts today. Palm Springs at 95 degrees. Looking at the upper level air pattern, the cooler air is brought on by this big trough, broad trough of low pressure, and that will continue to enhance. And looking at our future winds, of course, and this is going to be critical, of course, watching the vulnerable area of the hazmat situation in the Garden Grove area. So we've got the onshore conditions, not so bad, but it will increase. We'll sustain winds right around 15 to 19 miles an hour, but then we'll back off once again in the morning. And here's a closer look at the future wind conditions. Some good news here. We're not anticipating the winds to change. It continues to be onshore. We're looking at speeds enhancing to about 18 miles an hour and then dropping once again through the overnight. Bringing down the 7-day forecast, at least for the coast. 60s continue to lower, and then we're going to get that nice little bump in temperatures for this upcoming weekend. Today, 71 degrees, rolling back those numbers into the upper 60s. Our valleys today, 79 degrees and cooler before we warm up again. Stay with us. We have much more when we come back.
All right, good morning. Welcome to Good Day LA at 8 o'clock. I'm Jen Lammers.
And I'm Sandra Endo in for Bob this morning. We do begin with breaking news on the Garden Grove chemical crisis. One tank at GKN Aerospace Facility has apparently been neutralized, but 2 others could still explode. About 50,000 people remain displaced across several nearby cities, and authorities say there is currently no active leak from the tanks. We should get an update from officials this morning.
Meantime, we have live team coverage all morning long. Brooke is here in studio. She'll have more on the chemical inside the tanks and why health officials are so concerned. But we start with Gigi Graciette. She has the latest on the situation unfolding right now. Good morning.
Good morning. We're at the Los Alamitos race course in Cypress, and this is where the command post is for all the officials. And just a moment ago, they said on the loudspeaker, 5 minutes to the morning briefing. That is when everybody will be updated on what happened overnight, what the results were of that evening operation that firefighters called so risky, and what the tank is doing or expected to do starting today. So that morning briefing is just getting underway. That's a private briefing for officials only here in Orange County. And as soon as that's done, they should be putting out an update. And of course, we're going to bring you the latest on that as soon as we know. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the facility in Garden Grove this morning. As of earlier this morning, Orange County Fire Authority did confirm there is only one crack on the tank that is in question, the problem tank. And that crack could actually turn out to be a good thing if it's found to be relieving some of the pressure, the internal pressure inside the tank. That could lead to stabilization. Now, on Saturday, experts were brought in from throughout the state. Some were here in person, others were on the phone in a meeting to think outside the box, trying to come up with possible solutions to help resolve the crisis and to talk about the possible scenarios. And there are 3 scenarios that we've been talking about here this morning. The first, of course, is that worst case scenario, and the reason behind such a large evacuation order involving up to 50,000 people in 6 different cities, parts of 6 different cities, and that would be an explosion. If that chemical known as MMA inside the tank continues to heat faster than the crews can cool it, that could trigger what's called a BLEVE. That stands for boiling liquid expanding vapor explosion. That is the big concern. If it explodes, it could send up a toxic plume. It could also cause shrapnel from the actual tank to be sent out. Worst case scenario. The second scenario would be if the tank ruptures, causing a chemical spill. Now, we understand that mitigating efforts were underway this weekend to try to set up to divert any of that chemical to prevent it from going into the sewers, which obviously would eventually lead to the ocean. The third and best case scenario would be stabilization. If that one crack, as of last night anyway, there was one crack, is found to be relieving the internal pressure, and if the cooling operations continue to bring the temperature down, the tank can be brought back into a safe range. Now, you mentioned one tank is neutralized. That means they inserted a special agent into it. There are questions about the second tank. Again, none of those tanks were leaking, but just out of an abundance of caution, they wanted to neutralize one. The other, I've gotten conflicting reports from officials. One told me that they were working on neutralizing. Others told me it did not need to be neutralized. And then you've got that problem tank, which cannot be neutralized given the heat inside. Another thing we learned over the weekend is that the temperature gauge is at 100 degrees. Now, I'm told by engineers that usually these tanks are measured in Celsius, but the fire department tells me this tank has a Fahrenheit gauge on it. it only goes to 100 degrees, and it already hit that mark. So chances are, as of yesterday, that number was higher than 100 degrees. How much higher, though, they don't know, because, again, the gauge only went in up to 100 degrees. Now, we know the Orange County District Attorney Todd Spitzer has been very outspoken about how upset he is that there weren't more, let's say, plan B, C, and D, more preparation should an emergency arise. He set up a hotline number for whistleblowers to come forward. Does that mean there's foul play suspected? Unclear. But if anyone knows anything about that, the DA would like to hear from them. They can remain anonymous. So again, right now, as of our last update, no dangerous leak, no leak whatsoever. They're monitoring the air, and so far, so good. The evacuation orders remain in place, although sources are telling me that it is high on the priority list to bring the evacuation orders down, to de-escalate them as much as possible today. We'll find out around 8:30 this morning, and of course right here on Good Day LA, we'll bring you the latest as soon as we get word.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty right now. A lot of people, 50,000 evacuees, they don't know when they're going to be able to go home. A lot of businesses impacted by this too. So you mentioned there's going to be a private meeting with the OC Fire Authority, and then are they going to be talking to the public at that point?
That's what we've asked. They're saying they're going to put their information out to the media and on their social media pages. If you're following the Orange County Fire Authority, I know we are. We're in close communication. Right now behind me, the morning briefing is underway, and they basically tell everybody involved in this operation what happened overnight, what the plan is for today, what is the status of that tank. Are we still in danger of a Blevy trigger? That trigger point where the tank could explode. We should learn as soon as they wrap up. We'll bring it to you live right here on Good Day LA. So stay tuned, and we'll have the latest as soon as that information is released.
Meanwhile, those cooling agents are running 24/7. Gigi, thank you. And according to the Orange County Fire Authority, there is currently one known crack, as Gigi was mentioning, on the chemical tank in Garden Grove.
To keep nearby residents safe, many surrounding neighborhoods remain under a mandatory evacuation order. So take a look at this map. The area in the red is the evacuation zone. This includes north of Trask Avenue, south of Ball Road, east of Valley View Street, and west of Dale Street. And this doesn't just encompass Garden Grove here. Parts of Buena Park, Anaheim, Cypress, and Stanton are also in the evacuation zone.
I'm trying to get more face masks for myself, and again trying to see if I can be indoors, but just praying everything works out okay, and hoping in the next 12 to 24 hours we'll be in a better situation and be able to go back home.
Even though you may not want to leave your home or with your pets, it's important that human life is protected. I think it's also important to know that we'll get through this, and we have the very best people working on it at this time.
Right now, the Garden Grove Unified School District has closed all its schools until further notice. However, administrators say starting tomorrow, Skylark Preschool will reopen after being cleared by fire officials. For everyone else, Garden Grove Unified says families should anticipate switching their kids to remote online learning. About 50,000 people are impacted by this evacuation order. So where can they go for shelter?
Well, Los Amigos High School in Fountain Valley, Golden West College in Huntington Beach, Ocean View High School in Huntington Beach, Savannah High School in Anaheim, John F. Kennedy High School in La Palma, and Freedom Hall in Fountain Valley. These are all evacuation centers. And keep in mind, some of these facilities may be at capacity, so you're advised to prepare to be redirected to an alternate evacuation center. Also, take a screenshot, if you can, of these phone numbers. The City of Garden Grove has created a hazmat information community hotline. That number is 714-628-7085. You can use that number to ask about shelter availability, as well as any live updates. Separately, a 24-hour emergency hotline can be reached at 714-741-5444.
And the compromised storage tank in Garden Grove has triggered a class action lawsuit against the aerospace company that owns the facility.
Yeah, legal fallout already beginning. Brooke.
already beginning. You can imagine, you know, people are obviously worried about the immediate effects, and then also they want to set themselves up for what comes next, right? How this affects the rest of their lives. And that's what we're seeing. People who live in Garden Grove are saying regardless of what happens here, they believe they will be financially impacted. The lawsuit they filed Saturday alleges negligence by GKN Aerospace. The complaint aims to hold the company accountable for the disruption and expenses the chemical tank emergency has caused for the tens of thousands of people who were forced out of their homes. The lawsuit also seeks damages for potential safety issues.
You don't get in a situation where 50,000 people are evacuated without a significant lack of oversight that is negligent at best and at worst outright reckless.
The company issued a statement on its website saying, in part, it is acutely aware of the uncertainty the incident is causing, and it sincerely apologizes for the ongoing disruption to the local community. The Orange County District Attorney has just launched an anonymous hotline urging anyone who might have any information about operations, what happened here, or even maintenance at GKN Aerospace to come forward. The hotline number is 714-347-8714. You can also send an email at tipster@ocdistrictattorney.gov.
Okay, so what do we know about the actual aerospace company? Does it have a history of any legal problems?
There's some public records I was able to look into. It's interesting because, yes, after an on-site inspection in 2020, GKN Aerospace was found operating equipment without a permit and failed to keep required emissions records on gases emitted from paints, coatings, and solvents. Looking at those public records, the company used materials containing a dangerous carcinogen and used coatings that contain toxic air contaminants. They also paid nearly $1 million in 2021 to settle these environmental violations.
And we're looking at the material that's inside the tank. What were we talking about right here?
Yeah, so it's called methyl methacrylate. It's used to make resins, plexiglass, I should say. It is highly flammable, and according to the EPA, even short-term exposure can make it hard for you to breathe, cause you to cough, irritate your eyes and skin, make you lightheaded, things that, you know, you should look out for, right?
When you think plexiglass, you think of a lot of different uses for that. So what other household items, if any?
Isn't it the first thought you're like, wait, that sounds common.
Sounds like something I would have in my house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and likely so. It's pretty common according to the EPA. So advertising signs, this chemical is used to make advertising signs, lighting fixtures, skylights, sidings, plumbing and bathroom fixtures. I thought most interesting, it's used in concrete to make it water repellent, and also dentures and temporary crowns.
Having said that, though, is it cancerous then if you're kind of putting it in your body in that form? But, you know, this form is very different.
Very different, yeah. But I think that's a perfect question, because you think about, like, a lot of people handle this. Yeah. So there is always a risk with people in the dentistry field. But then, of course, not the patient, because after it's cured, it's a totally different product and totally fine to use. The EPA does not consider this a carcinogen as far as cancer risk, but they have found birth defects in animals who have been exposed.
So if you're in this area of the tanks, how would you know if you're breathing it in? Does it have a smell to it?
It's so interesting because you can absolutely smell it in the air, according to experts, and they say that you can smell it way farther out than where it actually might be harmful, if that makes sense. So, you know, it's kind of like fire.
Yeah,
you might not be able to see it, but you can
depending
smell
on where the wind's
depending where you are.
shifting to.
Exactly. They say that smell is repulsive, but also fruity.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gigi was talking about the worst case scenario being a blast or an explosion, and that area is about, we're told, a 3 to 3.5 mile radius. So what would that look like?
Yeah, so experts, I actually read a New York Times report. They interviewed an environmental engineer at Purdue University. He said this chemical is so flammable that he's not just worried about the fire, flying shrapnel. He is worried that the fire could transform the compound and generate a whole new host of chemical byproducts and pollutants. So essentially saying, you know, there's the risk that you think about, and then there's this other risk that experts are worried about. And of course, we are just hoping not to see any of that.
That's right. And we're expecting to hear from officials shortly, hopefully at the location Gigi is at.
100%. I think the biggest concern is that, you know how it is, they are worried that people won't take this serious enough and try to sneak back to their homes.
That's
and
right.
you can understand that desire.
Of course,
but
that's your home.
Yeah.
That's your, you don't want to leave it.
But you
we
do
get
not
that.
want to do that.
It's the same thing with fires too. I mean, you see people who were very hesitant to leave, you know, this museum of their life to go because they have evacuation warnings.
And
But you need to do it.
Yeah, I think Gigi was saying about 15% have not evacuated, even though they're in that evacuation order zone. So something to keep in mind.
And of course, Samara, we're talking about this. We're talking about shifts in wind and where these chemicals could go.
That's right. I mean, there's so many different levels of impacts, and one of which is those winds. If you're downwind, you want to be mindful of that. And at least there's some good news in the early morning hours where wind speeds are on the calm side. And also additional good news is these winds are predictable. The prevailing winds are going from ocean to land, and that continues to be the case for at least the next several days. Very minimal wind direction changes. If anything, winds are expected to enhance a little further going into the afternoon, so we keep that in mind. Where sustained winds right around 18 miles an hour, but there are, should I say, gusts to about 18 miles an hour. That is below the advisory threshold. No wind advisories in place, but as I mentioned, downwind of Garden Grove, those communities, you want to be mindful of that. And then winds overnight also turn on the calm side. But again, the onshore flow will be with us, and that's also helping to produce cooler air, so we have that stronger sea breeze, and that's also going to reduce our daytime highs. So temperatures today on this Memorial Day will be cooler than average. At this hour, we've got a range of 50s, quite comfortable out there. 62 degrees in the Fountain Valley, Garden Grove, and Santa Ana area. Out towards the IE, temperatures are right around 58 to 59 degrees. But breaking down the afternoon hours, we got mild conditions on the coast, breezy at times, mid to low 70s for inland areas, valleys in the IE a hint warmer. Temperatures will be right around 67 degrees and a lot more sunshine for high deserts, and low deserts for Palm Springs, 95 degrees. I have a closer look at the extended forecast coming up. Meantime, send back over to you ladies.
All right, Samara, thank you. So still ahead, Coco's in Riverside for the annual West Coast Thunder Memorial Day ride.
Good morning. That's right here in Riverside for West Coast Thunder. You can see thousands of people here. We'll take you here live coming up.
Hey, Coco, enjoy that ride for sure. And I can tell you, when they get out on the road, it is going to be fantastic. Skybox traffic brought to us by My Home Sold to 405. A great ride? Oh, yes, it is. Definitely going to fall under that holiday light. It is Memorial Day Monday, and take a look at that 405 north or southbound. That ride is fantastic. Southbound, even the Sepulveda Pass, wide open and moving well. If you got to get out to work, your ride is going to be amazing. If you're just going to be out for the Memorial Day, whatever it is that you need to do, that ride is going to be fantastic as well. Be safe out there, everybody. Let's take a look at some traffic hotspots.
Hi, I'm Adrian with My Home Sold, and we want to buy your house. We buy any house in any condition. No commissions, no closing costs, and no repairs. Go to myhomesold.com for a free same-day cash offer. That's myhomesold.com.
We have a major update now on the chemical crisis unfolding in Garden Grove.
Gigi Graciette live at the command center in Cypress with the details. Gigi.
And finally, we've got good news to report. Orange County Fire Authority's Captain Nick Garton joining me now live. The threat of an explosion has been eliminated. Now, we call it a BLEVE. Explain what that means and what's happening right now.
All right, so a BLEVE is basically defined as a boiling liquid expansion vapor explosion. I know that's a mouthful, but basically our concern was that the pressure in the tank was building up to a point that it could potentially BLEVE at any moment. The crews that went in last night discovered that the crack that was on the tank was releasing the pressure, and so now that BLEVE potential is completely off the table, which is great news.
We know numbers are a huge issue. That temperature gauge was reading 100 degrees. It doesn't even go higher than 100 degrees, but now it's trending downwards.
Absolutely. Again, the temperature gauge maxes out at 100, so we didn't know how far above that threshold it potentially was. The temperatures, as the crews read last night, were at 93 degrees, and they're trending downwards, and we're going to continue monitoring throughout the day.
What does this mean for the folks in the evacuation order? We're talking about tens and thousands of people out of their homes, and obviously businesses also affected.
Absolutely. I know everybody's itching to get back home. We have to continue to monitor and make sure that that temperature continues to trend in the right direction as the sun heats up. So we're going to continue to monitor that and make sure everything is 100% safe before we release people to get back into their homes. But we're going to do that as soon as possible.
Is there a timeline?
No set timeline yet. Again, we just got to monitor those trends and make sure everything is where it needs to be.
What do you need it to be at? Are you looking just at the temperature at this point?
Basically, the temperature is the main thing we're looking at, and if it continues to trend in the right direction, hopefully we'll have a resolution sooner rather than later.
Do you have any idea what a good temperature would be for that MMA chemical inside?
We don't have a hard number at this point. It's much more comfortable down at 50 to 60 range, so we wanted to get somewhere around
And
that.
when you get it to that temperature, what happens?
The product basically stabilizes. So when it's heating up and it's getting upwards of 100 degrees, that product is expanding. And with the issues with the valves on the tank, it had nowhere to go. And so that buildup of pressure in the tank leads to that potential for that big explosion. So as the product cools, the pressure inside that tank comes way down, and it eliminates that BLEVE potential.
The BLEVE was the worst case scenario, an explosion, that toxic plume, all those possibilities of shrapnel in the area. The second possibility was a chemical spill. Is that still on the table?
So they're working to see if this chemical is in any liquid form, because basically as it solidifies as it gets exposed to oxygen, and so that's what causes the exothermic reaction, causes it to heat up. So we're still working to confirm if there's any of this product still in liquid form and how we're going to handle that moving forward. But as the temperature lowers, it's just a great sign in the right direction.
So a lot of folks at home, when they heard there was a crack in the tank, they thought that was terrible news. But in this case, a crack in the tank actually turned out to be really good news.
Absolutely. It served as that essentially a pressure relief valve, if you will, and eliminating that BLEVE worst case catastrophic scenario is absolutely huge news.
The cooling effort is going to continue meanwhile?
Absolutely. Yep. And crews will continue to assess.
All right, Captain Nick Garton, thank you so much. You heard it here first on Good Day LA. The threat of a BLEVE, as it's called, basically an explosion, has been eliminated. The pressure inside that tank has been relieved. We're going to have much more for you coming up, but some good news here in Orange County. I'll send it back to you.
Wow, that is really good news. We don't know how high the temperature was above 100 degrees because it maxed out there. So you don't know how quickly this temperature is trending downward. And of course, that's what, as you just heard, that's the barometer they're using to make sure people can get back in their homes safely, but not just yet.
Right, it's 93 degrees, as he was mentioning. Ideally, 55 is what they're looking for to really become neutralized. Is he still standing there? I was wondering if they still have the resources and capacity enough in terms of water and coolant to make sure that they can sustain what they're doing now.
As far as we know, yes, they do have the capability, and you heard Captain Garton, the cooling effort is going to continue. We know that the temperature inside that tank is down at least, at a very minimum, 7 degrees from yesterday. So as they say, it's trending in the right direction. The threat, that worst case scenario that we've been talking to you about all morning long, the threat of a BLEVE, that explosion, has been eliminated. It's trending in the right direction, not out of the woods yet. Sounds like a cliche. The danger is not over, but at least it's going in the right direction. Things are looking a little bit better.
That's a really happy update, and hats off to all the crews.
Right.
You mentioned Gigi, all the people who had to work behind the scenes to get these tanks to where they need to be, and all the work that was involved there.
That's right. A lot of work behind the scenes. We're talking about engineers, hazardous materials specialists, some of the most brilliant minds in California coming together over the weekend, talking about all these possible scenarios and what could be done to eliminate them. Thankfully, that crack helped eliminate a lot of the threat because it helped release that internal pressure.
That's right. Blessing in disguise.
All right,
Gigi, thank you. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
first.
8:30, welcome back on this Memorial Day. The motorcycle procession is getting ready to move through Riverside this morning.
Coco McAvoy live there, where riders from across Southern California are honoring the nation's fallen heroes. Coco?
Hey there, this is a huge event that happens every single year in Riverside. It's been running for 24 years, called West Coast Thunder. Thousands of people come out here. In fact, this is the largest Memorial Day motorcycle ride in the entire country. I am here with Mick and Patsy now. They've been participating every single year the past 20 years or so. And Mick, if you can talk about what this means to you.
Well, this event, like we said, is in its 24th year, and so what we do here is we raise money for the Riverside National Cemetery, and it creates a fund for them to be able to go out and purchase needs instantly, and so it creates a fund for them to be able to do that without going through a lot of bureaucracy and whatnot. It's something that's close to our heart. Patsy's father is interned there. There's 300,000 fallen veterans that are interned in this cemetery. It's the largest cemetery in the country, the National Cemetery is, and it's something that we look forward to every year, participating in, volunteering for, because we owe that to them. We owe that to the veterans that are there and their families. So it honors them. And it's a blessing to be able to do that. So.
Absolutely, it's a huge honor. And Patsy, we thank your father for his service, and you know what it's like for you to see thousands of people honoring your father and so many other service members.
I think it's great when the community comes together. This is what it should be all about. And I think when we have moments like this, we need to really take them in, and instead of all the havoc that's been going on in the community or in the nation. So at this time, we're just blessed that these people supported us in Riverside. We're also the biggest, most largest west of the Mississippi one-day motorcycle event. So, you know, we're really proud to have that in our community. And every day, when we used to register people before this event, we've been planning this for a long time, over a year. And when they come in, the vets come in, they thank us, we thank them. So that's the way it should be. And, you know, all colors, all the united, you know, they're united, basically. So this is why we do what we do.
I love that. Thank you, Patsy and Mick. And I want to introduce you to some more participants as well that are gathered here right now. And I want to speak to Sherry specifically. Sherry, you've been participating in this for years. Why is it important for you to participate?
Well, our hearts are really full in remembrance for the fallen soldiers, so it's nice to honor them. When we leave, we take one backwards glance as we go to the places they can no longer go. So to us, it means a lot, and we like to participate every year.
What a beautiful way to put that. Thank you so much, Sherry. That is really what this is all about. And I also want to bring in Dennis, who is leading the Honor Guard. And if you can talk about what this event means to you.
Well, I'm coming from a family of military. This is a very huge thing. You know, it's like we say, we're going to give to those who gave out their all to us. So we're here making sure that we remember them. It's just fun. We're involved every year. And so this year I have the honor of actually not just leading the Honor Guard, but getting it all set up too. So it's been an honor for me to be able to do that.
And the thing that I love that I'm noticing is it feels like a family atmosphere too, where everyone knows each other, right?
We pretty much do. The Harley community is a very, very tight-knit community. You can walk up and down this here, and we've got 1 million people to say hi to. So we love it like that, especially this place.
Absolutely. And for people who maybe haven't been here before, how do you describe the atmosphere before the ride?
Geez, you know, that's so hard to say because it's overwhelming. You know, it's goosebumps. It's just being able to explore and meet all these great people. The patriotism here is just fantastic. You know, we got like this guy right here who came from Reno to ride. My little brother.
Oh, that's your little brother.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He put you on the spot. He said you're his little brother. You came all the way from Reno for this, right?
Yes, I did.
And why is it important for you to come here?
To support West Coast Thunder.
And what do you like about being part of this event?
I love it. I love carrying the flags. I'm an Honor Guard, so.
Well, I love that. And thank you so much for talking to us. And that's so cool that your big brother is part of this as well. So that's what I like about this event. You can just tell that people are really passionate about it. They really care to make sure to support veterans and, of course, our service members who have made that ultimate sacrifice here on Memorial Day. So again, this has been running for 24 years. You can see there's live music, lots of vendors out here as well, on top of the thousands upon thousands of people who participate annually. I'll send it back to you.
That's right, Coco. One of many events honoring our fallen service members here in Southern California. We want to thank you to all the brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice so we could be free. It's, of course, more than a long holiday weekend as we enjoy celebrations with our families. It's a day we can take just a few moments to reflect on their sacrifices with gratitude. And, of course, thank you to all the Gold Star families. Your loss was personal as well, and we're thinking of you today.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Let's send things over to Samara with a check of our forecast on this Monday holiday.
How are we looking?
We are actually looking pretty good at this hour. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Jen. We're getting ready for a cooler weather pattern today, a little cooler than yesterday. And the cooling trend continues into tomorrow as well, where we may even pick up some drizzle opportunities courtesy of added moisture in the atmosphere. And temperatures will be in the upper 60s again by tomorrow. But today, for your Memorial Day, the range of 70s. It's going to be a very comfortable afternoon, a mixed bag of some sunshine and some clouds. And into this upcoming weekend, we've got temperatures heating up once again. Here's a look at your Memorial Day temperatures for this afternoon for us to honor our fallen heroes. Beach communities at 67 degrees, downtown LA at 71. We're looking at temperatures just a hint warmer into the upper 70s we go for areas like San Bernardino and Riverside. Mountain communities, Big Bear will reach high today of 67 degrees. High deserts at 85. It will be a little gusty at times for our desert communities, and low deserts 95 degrees in Palm Springs. And we of course are watching those winds very carefully, especially in and around the Garden Grove hazmat situation. And right now winds are on the lighter side, but the good news is the onshore flow does continue, so winds are predictable. We're not anticipating any drastic wind changes, and it will enhance though later this afternoon. We could be picking up gusts as strong as 19 miles an hour, but that is below the advisory threshold. And if you're downwind of this incident, you want to just be mindful as well. Winds do back down through the overnight hours moving forward, and temperature highs today, you can see very comfortable. We've got 79 degrees in Woodland Hills, Santa Ana and Fountain Valley and Garden Grove will be seeing highs at 70 degrees or so. Temperatures, of course, a hint warmer, perhaps even pushing to 80 degrees in the San Bernardino area. Victorville at 88 degrees, and there you have it, Palm Springs 95. But overall, since the prevailing winds are going from the ocean to land, it is helping to cool our temperatures down as well going into tomorrow. So very good news in terms of weather conditions. Send back over to you two.
All right. Thank you, Samara. Entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. So we are getting our first look at Fox's upcoming reboot of Baywatch. So many abs.
Oh my goodness, I know.
So much glistening
right?
flesh. Yes, one of the show's
muscles.
stars. Stephen Amell just released the first teaser for the upcoming reboot. He plays Hobie, the son of David Hasselhoff's character from the original show. Baywatch will premiere on Fox next January.
All right, if you're planning to see Christopher Nolan's latest movie this summer, hit the bathroom before it starts.
Tell me what you remember.
A son.
And then what?
We won the war.
Ooh, dramatic. But the official runtime for The Odyssey has just been released, and while it's not the Oscar winner's longest movie, it's pretty close here. So The Odyssey clocking in at 2 hours, 52 minutes.
That's shorter than I thought it would be.
Really?
Yeah, wow. I thought we were going to break 3.
Well, might as well round it up to 3, right? Best Picture winner Oppenheimer is Nolan's longest movie at 3 hours, so just a few minutes shy of that, right? So will it be worth it? We'll find out when The Odyssey opens July 17th.
It's the longest movie ever, I'm wondering. Now I'm wondering. Last hour, maybe I should ask ChatGPT that, because last hour we asked you, are you using artificial intelligence on a regular basis like we are? Well, here are the results. Most of you say not at all.
Okay.
But a close second is yes. Wow, most of you don't use AI at all. That means you use your own brains. What's it like?
They're still using the Google.
Yeah,
you know?
the Google machine. Send us your comments, too. Tell us why you voted the way you did. Maybe you use ChatGPT. Also, maybe you can throw in a question what you commonly look up on ChatGPT.
Oh.
Bonus points if you send us a screenshot of your history. That'd be fun.
Oh.
ChatGPT roulette.
That would be good.
Oh, yeah.
What are you looking up these days, Samara?
Yeah, you know, everything, of course, involving children and kids and
that's right.
all that, because we're moms. That's what we do. But you know, whether you say you're not using AI, or maybe you think you're not using AI, but believe it or not, you could.
Oh, you are.
You are. Google has an AI part of it, the AI element to it as well. Moving to traffic, Good Daily Traffic brought to you by Jacob and Rania, called jacob.com. And even our graphics will be eventually reliant on some AI products. Here's a look at our real-time traffic, and of course the big story, all eyes on this hazmat situation, the 22 freeway, the off-ramp. These are the closures, so you cannot exit off of Valley View, Garden Grove, at Knott Street there, as well as Beach Boulevard, but the main lines are open. Again, you just can't get off on the off-ramp. Taking a live Caltrans camera look, this is 605 at Rosecrans Avenue, rolling along in both directions, holiday light for the most part. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
So I do hot yoga every day. After the accident, my lower back was so stiff I couldn't move, and I called Jacob. They treated me like a king. I did not have to deal with anything. If you're in an accident, call Jacob. Call Jacob.
And welcome back. Good daily weather sponsored by law offices of Larry H. Parker. And look at this live look at Santa Monica. Beautiful on this Memorial Day. Temperatures are cool this morning, and we're going to see a nice little cooling pattern. Daytime highs will be very mild and pleasant. A mixed bag of some sunshine and some cloud cover. And then we are going to continue to see temperatures lower into tomorrow. We're going to pick up even some drizzle opportunities in the early half of the day. Upper 60s. So we roll back those temperatures again even further for the next few days, and the wind conditions will continue to be onshore, and that's what's helping produce these type of weather conditions. This upcoming weekend, we're expecting temperatures to heat up once again. Here's a look at our Memorial temperatures or weather. Really great. Beach communities at 67 degrees. These are daytime highs. 71 degrees. That is actually below average for this time of year. Valleys in the IE for any outdoor plans you may have to honor our fallen heroes. We've got numbers closer to 80s in some areas like San Bernardino. Mountain spots at 67 degrees, and winds could also pick up there. High deserts a little gusty in the afternoon. A lot of sunshine and temperatures at 85 degrees. Low deserts at 95. We are looking at that broad trough pattern, and that's what's helping to bring in that cooler air. So along the west coast, Southern California, we got 71 degrees for you, and out towards the Pacific Northwest, eventually we're going to reintroduce rain chances. Severe weather for the south and the southeast. We're looking at New Orleans, some flood watches in place. So that's going to push into Atlanta, so we'll be looking at severe weather, thunderstorm conditions there as well. 69 degrees for New York, Chicago at 85 degrees. And in Washington, D.C., this hour, we're looking at the possibility of showers, but daytime highs right around 75 degrees. Taking a look at our coastal areas today, lowering into the lower 60s and pushing those numbers a little higher into the 70s. Daytime highs for interior Orange County, 71, with temperatures rolling a little south. And temperatures get a nice little boost going into Saturday and Sunday. We'll be back in the mid to upper 70s. So we go below normal today and even further lowering those temperatures for about Thursday, and then temperatures are on the increase. 85 by Sunday. Mountain spots at 6-7 degrees with a lot of sunshine with the bouts of winds there. Temperature readings will eventually get a nice little boost into the mid 70s. High desert to 85 degrees today. There will be wind advisories for our high desert communities as early as tomorrow. And then we've got temperatures increasing back in the 90s going into this Saturday and Sunday. Low deserts 95. This is Palm Springs. Temperatures lowering to the 80s before pushing right back up to 101 degrees. Jen?
All right, Samada, thank you. And as we continue to salute our fallen service members on this Memorial Day, you are looking live right now at Arlington National Cemetery, where President Donald Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and other officials will attend the Armed Forces full honor wreath ceremony later on this morning. The event begins in just about 10 minutes at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. After that wreath ceremony, the president and vice president are expected to speak at the National Memorial Day observance in the cemetery's amphitheater. And back here, one of the largest Memorial Day motorcycle rides is about to kick off in Riverside. Coco McAvoy is there live as riders get ready to ride to honor fallen military members. Coco, you've been talking to people out there all morning long. Each of them has a special connection to a service member.
Hey there, the thousands upon thousands of people that come out to West Coast Thunder all have a special reason, a special connection, why they come and support this event every single year. This is the largest motorcycle ride on Memorial Day in the entire country, so that really speaks volumes to its importance. And I want to introduce you to Bernadette now, who has been participating in this event for years, but you actually just got in at 1 a.m. from Washington. So talk about why it was so important for you to be here.
Well, being able to do Run for the Wall to Washington, D.C. is a huge event for us, and that's been going on for about 35 years. Being able to participate in the ride to the Vietnam Wall in Washington, D.C., be there for the Thunder Rally out there, and then being able to come here and do West Coast Thunder, to be in Washington, D.C. yesterday and California on this one today, and be able to celebrate all of our veterans, that's huge. And the mission that we have and hold behind it. It's a beautiful thing.
It really is beautiful. I mean, just thousands of people that we've been speaking with. And for people who haven't been to this, how would you describe this event?
Ooh, amazing. It's amazing. When you have all these people that want to get out of bed early, show up, be out here, ride together, the camaraderie that comes together, the friendships that then start to build, the different American legions that may not have otherwise known each other, and now we are able to build on those bonds. That's leadership, friendship, and fellowship. It all works together.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And I know you've been coming to this event every single year as well. If you can talk about what you like about it.
Oh, everything about it, especially the pancakes. Full. But I've been coming here every event for the last 5 years and met a lot of interesting people. I'm more or less like, I like to look at the bikes, and I like to ask the guys about their engine, how many miles they have, what kind of oil do they use, stuff like that. It helps me, because then my bike, the mileage will go more,
Exactly.
Yeah, but I bought 2 bikes from right here at Riverside.
Okay.
And they gave me some excellent prices. They gave me excellent brakes.
Yeah.
So I was surprised about that. I was happy about that.
Yeah. That's amazing. So that's really cool. Not only do you get to meet great people, but you also learn a lot about motorcycles too. So I know you come with Stater Brothers, and talk about why it's so important for you to be here every year.
Oh, Stater Brothers every year sponsors this. It's a beautiful event, Memorial Day, honoring our veterans. And along with Riverside Harley, it's a collaboration of everything, man. It puts all this together, all the riders, and we all get together on this day. It's really beautiful ride, beautiful event every year.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with us. Really, truly, yes! Yeah, all the bikes here as well, and
all the riders, they love it. Thank you.
Yes, all the riders love it. I'm actually losing my voice, so I'm going to send it back to you. But it really is so amazing to be out here and meet all the wonderful people who have a special reason to come every year. I'll send it back to you.
Yep, it's amazing to see. Coco, if you think it's loud right now, woo, just wait until those bikes get going. Thank you. Time to send it over to Roxy now.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, staying on top of that hazmat situation in Garden Grove, Orange County Fire Authority announcing that the threat of a massive chemical explosion has been eliminated. That is certainly some good news. We have team coverage of it this morning. Also, we are honoring Mexican-American veterans this morning. We'll take you live to the 80th annual Los Cinco Puntos Memorial Day ceremony. And this story, a local snowboarder, B. Kim, turned a family hobby into an Olympic dream. Now she's inspiring a whole new generation along the way. In honor of AAPI Heritage Month, we are taking a look at the athlete behind the medals, the sacrifices behind the success, and the family that helped get her there. welcome to 9 a.m. on this Monday, Memorial Day. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Thanks for joining us. We begin with breaking news on the Garden Grove chemical crisis. You saw it first here on Fox 11. Orange County Fire Authority announcing that the threat of a massive chemical explosion has been eliminated. The efforts to cool the chemical is still ongoing, and that means evacuation orders do remain in effect.
We do have live team coverage this morning. Brooke is in the studio. She'll have more on the chemical inside of the tanks and why health officials are so concerned. But we do begin with Gigi right now with the latest on the situation in Garden Grove. Obviously, this is somewhat great news. Gigi, good morning.
Absolutely. Good news to report, but I want to reiterate, even though the threat of an explosion has been eliminated, according to the Orange County Fire Authority, we know that folks watching, those 40 to 50,000 people that are evacuated, those businesses that are closed, they want to know, when can we go home? When can we get back to work? Unfortunately, the evacuation orders, all of them affecting parts of 6 different cities, do remain in effect. What has been eliminated is the threat of an explosion. It's known as a BLEVE, and I want to read that to you because you're going to hear that term from firefighters a lot. BLEVE stands for Boiling Liquid Expanding Vapor Explosion. That was the worst case scenario. That happens when a pressurized tank overheats, the metal gives way, and the superheated liquid inside flashes into vapor, causing a powerful explosion. That threat has now been eliminated. It was the worst case scenario, a massive explosion. But the concern does remain, although everything is trending in the right direction, including the cooling of the MMA, that's the chemical inside the tank. It is down at least 7 degrees, if not more, from yesterday when it stood at 100 degrees or higher. This morning, we spoke to Captain Nick Garton with the Orange County Fire Authority about the BLEVE and the threat.
A BLEVE is basically defined as a boiling liquid expansion vapor explosion. I know that's a mouthful, but basically our concern was that the pressure in the tank was building up to a point that it could potentially BLEVE at any moment. The crews that went in last night discovered that the crack that was on the tank was releasing the pressure, and so now that BLEVE potential is completely off the table, which is great news.
We know numbers are a huge issue. That temperature gauge was reading 100 degrees. It doesn't even go higher than 100 degrees, but now it's trending downwards.
Absolutely. Again, the temperature gauge maxes out at 100, so we didn't know how far above that threshold it potentially was. The temperatures, as the crews read last night, were at 93 degrees, and they're trending downwards, and we're going to continue monitoring throughout the day.
The internal pressure on the tank has been relieved thanks to a crack in the tank. Now, a lot of folks, when they heard, oh my gosh, there's a crack in the tank holding the MMA, they thought that was a worst case scenario, but that actually served to relieve the internal pressure, helping the MMA solidify, hopefully to the point where if needed, they can inject another agent to neutralize it. They've already done that on one of the tanks carrying or holding MMA. They did that as a precautionary measure. The temperature at last reading stands at 93 degrees. Again, that's down at least 7 degrees from yesterday. You heard Captain Garton there say that gauge only goes up to 100 degrees. It was believed to have surpassed 100 degrees yesterday, but our firefighters went in what was described as an extremely risky operation last night. They found that the pressure has been relieved. The MMA is in the process, they hope, of solidifying, and that is good news. Again, I know you want to know, when can you get home? When can you get back to work? I have friends that I just found out are living in their RV. They've also been evacuated. That is the big question. Unfortunately, the evacuation orders stand for now. They affect parts of 6 cities, primarily Garden Grove and Stanton, because that facility is right there on the border. But I'm told it is one of the highest priorities is to escalate, downgrade that evacuation order. As soon as we hear of any changes, we will bring it to you, of course, on Good Day LA and Fox 11 News. Reporting live at the command post in Cypress, I'm Gigi Graciette. I'll send it back to you.
And Gigi, of course, today's Memorial Day, so schools aren't in session as it is. But what happens tomorrow now that this threat has been eliminated? Do you think schools will still be out for the area?
I think there's a strong chance that schools will remain closed because they're still evaluating the situation. It all depends if that trend, that downward trend on the temperature continues. And if when Skyfox is up again, we saw it early this morning, but we're going to continue seeing that cooling effort from the exterior. They're going to continue to try and cool it. They're going to take readings as best they can from that gauge to see if the trend continues downward. We have not heard from schools yet.
And speaking of readings, I know, Gigi, you've covered so many disasters like the Aliso Canyon gas leak where air monitoring was taking place. Is there something like that happening where you are in the Orange County area regarding this leak as well?
Absolutely. They have round-the-clock air monitoring. They've been able to confirm, A, that there is no leak, even though there is a crack in the tank. It is not leaking any of that chemical out. Thankfully, it's just serving to reduce the internal pressure. And so far, all readings indicate that the air is safe. There have been no contaminants expelled from that tank. So far, so good.
Certainly reassuring news. All right, we'll keep monitoring the situation, but great news. No explosion expected, so that is really what was going to be the worst possible case scenario. All right, Gigi, thank you for that. And according to the Orange County Fire Authority, there is currently one known crack, as Gigi was mentioning, on that chemical tank in Garden Grove.
And to keep nearby residents safe, many surrounding neighborhoods do remain under that mandatory evacuation order. Take a look at the map right there. The area in red is the evacuation zone. This includes north of Trax Avenue, south of Ball Road, east of Valley View Street, and west of Dale Street. And this doesn't just encompass Garden Grove. Parts of Winter Park, Anaheim, Cypress, and Stanton are also in this evacuation zone.
I'm trying to get more face masks for myself, and again trying to see if I can be indoors, but just praying everything works out okay, and hoping in the next 12 to 24 hours we'll be in a better situation and be able to go back home.
Even though you may not want to leave your home or with your pets, it's important that human life is protected. I think it's also important to know that we'll get through this, and we have the very best people working on it this time.
Right now, the Garden Grove Unified School District has closed all of the schools until further notice. We were just discussing this with Gigi. Administrators are saying starting tomorrow, though, Skylark Preschool will reopen after being cleared by fire officials. For everyone else, Garden Grove Unified says that family should anticipate switching their kids to remote online learning. But again, that could change. About 50,000 people are impacted by this evacuation order.
And here's a list of locations where you could go for shelter. Los Amigos High School in Fountain Valley, Golden West College in Huntington Beach, Ocean View High School in Huntington Beach as well, Savannah High School in Anaheim, John F. Kennedy High School in La Palma, and Freedom Hall in Fountain Valley. So keep in mind some of these facilities may be at capacity at this point, so you are advised to prepare to be redirected to an alternate evacuation center if needed. Also take a screenshot of these phone numbers. The City of Garden Grove has created a hazmat information community hotline at 714-628-7085. You can use this number to ask about shelter availability and live updates. And separately, a 24-hour emergency hotline can be reached at 714-741-5444.
The compromised storage tank in Garden Grove triggered a class action lawsuit against the aerospace company that actually owns the facility.
Brooke joining us now with what we need to know.
And this is all about residents who live in the neighborhood, who live there in Garden Grove. They're saying regardless of what happens, they believe they will be financially impacted. They filed this lawsuit Saturday alleging negligence by GKN Aerospace. The complaint aims to hold the company accountable for the disruption and expenses the chemical tank emergency has caused for the tens of thousands of people who were forced out of their homes. The lawsuit also seeks damages for potential safety issues.
You don't get in a situation where 50,000 people are evacuated without a significant lack of oversight that is negligent at best and at worst outright reckless.
The company issued a statement on its website saying, in part, it is acutely aware of the uncertainty the incident is causing, and it sincerely apologizes for the ongoing disruption to the local community. The Orange County District Attorney has just launched an anonymous hotline urging anyone with information about operations or maintenance at GKN Aerospace to come forward. The hotline number there is 714-347-8714. We have it there at the bottom of your screen. You can also, by the way, send an email to tipster@ocdistrictattorney.gov.
What do we know about the history of this company? It's certainly been in the community for a long time. Any legal problems in the past?
Yeah, we actually know a lot about this. Reading a report from the Orange County Register, after an on-site inspection in 2020, GKN Aerospace was found operating equipment without a permit and failed to keep required emission records on gases emitted from paints, coatings, and solvents. According to those public records we looked into, GKN Aerospace used materials containing a dangerous carcinogen and used coatings that contain toxic air contaminants. The company paid nearly $1 million to settle these environmental violations.
Okay, so what is exactly in the tank? We keep talking about a chemical, but what is it?
Yeah, it's called methyl methacrylate, and it's used to make resins and plexiglass. It's highly flammable. According to the EPA, even short-term exposure can make it hard to breathe, cause you to cough, irritate your eyes and skin, also make you lightheaded.
It's a really interesting chemical that I guess is common, right? Because it's used for many different reasons. How else is it used?
Yeah, you're right. So not just plexiglass. According to the EPA, advertising signs, lighting fixtures, skylights, sidings, public plumbing, I should say, and bathroom fixtures. It's also used in concrete to make it water repellent. And I think the most interesting is that it's used to make dentures and temporary crowns.
That
of course,
is
it's
interesting.
Cured before it goes in your mouth.
Right.
It's
But
totally
when you
safe.
hear of something like this, my first thought is always like, is it cancerous?
According to the EPA, they do not consider it a carcinogen, but they have found birth defects in animals who have been exposed.
Animals. Interesting.
And how do you know if you've been exposed to this? If you're not experiencing symptoms, right, and not having a reaction, does it smell like anything? What is it like?
There is a smell, and a strong smell, a strong odor. I was looking at different information on the EPA's website, on the CDC's website, and it has a pretty bad smell, a repulsive smell, but also fruity odor. It's interesting, and something that experts say you can actually smell farther out than where it's harmful.
Oh, interesting.
This was interesting, yeah.
Fruity.
I know. I was trying to like picture how something can be fruity
Repulsive
and repulsive.
fruity.
And I was like, you start questioning the scientists a little bit. I'm like, wait, let me double check different sites, but no, yeah. So
maybe like rotten fruit.
Maybe,
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Brooke.
Thank you, Brooke.
Thank you.
All right, you know what the best part is about working a holiday? The traffic, or lack thereof, I should say.
That is right. And so far, look at the map here. We are holiday light indeed. Good Daily Traffic is brought to you by the DTLA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys. But we also have this ongoing incident, of course, all eyes on the Garden Grove area where the hazmat has shut down the off-ramp. Closures in place are Valley View, Garden Grove, Knott Street, and Beach Boulevard. The main lines are open. You just can't get off at these locations. And a live Caltrans camera look of the 22 at Beach Boulevard. You can see the off-ramp there, all the signs indicating you cannot exit. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
All right, welcome back. Amanda is off. Entertainment, though, sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. So despite terrible reviews, the movie Michael is a box office smash. And you know what happens next, right? When that happens? A sequel. Lionsgate Films is confirming that a follow-up to the smash hit is now in the works. The company says that a sequel to Michael is currently making progress and that about a quarter of the new project is already complete.
Wow.
Yeah. They've really been working on it. No word yet on plot details or a release date. Michael's the biggest third moneymaker this year so far.
Interesting. All right. Well, last hour we asked you, are you using AI regularly? So here are the results. Pretty split here. Not at all. 37% and yes, 37%. Everyone else just trying to work things out, maybe for work only, just starting, fun, social media. Here's some comments, though. Brandon, Studio City, saying, yes, AI is making life easier, but is that really what we need? I'm worried kids will be stunted by this, just like they have been by social media. True. It makes it all easy, right? All right, Brandon, well, thank you for your comments, and keep voting. Send us your comments. Tell us why you voted the way you did, maybe why you use AI.
It's actually really interesting, that comment, because I recently was doing a project with my daughter, and I said, let's just put it into ChatGPT to see, give us an idea. And she said to me, no, Mom, I have a brain.
Oh,
I was like, I love that. She wanted to just figure it out herself. Love it, love it. I would have done it, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah,
just use it as like a fact checker,
or
do
just
the work,
yes,
and then just use it as a
or
fact.
to like as a resource to help you out a little bit. But it is concerning if you're only relying on it, obviously. All right, we are honoring Mexican American veterans this morning. Coming up, we'll take you live to the 80th annual Los Cinco Puntos Memorial Day ceremony.
And welcome back. Good LA weather is sponsored by Pechanga Resort Casino and meteorologist Monica, and we've got you covered weather-wise, and it's going to be a beautiful Memorial Day already this morning at the beach. You can see there. Temperatures cool this hour, but afternoon highs today will rise about 6-7 degrees. Interior spots from downtown LA to interior Orange County will be right around 71 degrees, and that is below normal. We are picking up that sea breeze, and that's helping to cool us down and moderate our temperatures. Numbers in our valleys a hint warmer the farther away you are from the coast. Numbers get up to nearing 80s there. Mountain communities 6-7 degrees. High deserts at 85 and low deserts 95 degrees in the Palm Springs area. We have this broad trough of low pressure, and that's helping to bring in that cooler sea breeze. And we're going to continue to see temperatures on the decrease. Numbers get back to 64 degrees, lowering there before increasing once again as an area of high pressure builds back in. Today, 70s, and temperatures will roll back down to the upper 60s. 75 to 78 degrees will be the range this weekend. So beautiful weekend ahead after a nice little cool down. 79 degrees nearing 80s, and look at temperatures even for interior valleys will lower into the low 70s before picking up again. Mid 80s is on the way for your Saturday and Sunday. Mountain communities at 6-7 degrees. It will be gusty at times. And speaking of windy conditions, it will be windier at the high desert level, where we're picking up the possibility of wind advisories beginning tomorrow. Low deserts 95 for Palm Springs, eventually getting hotter to triple digits by Sunday. Ladies.
All right, Samantha, thank you. For years, a special event has taken place at the Mexican-American All Wars Memorial.
It brings together the communities of Boyle Heights and East LA. And here to fill us in on what today is all about, Julie Sands, producer and director of the Mexican-American All Wars Memorial at Cinco Puntos. Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us, and thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for joining us and telling us about this very unique event. Share with us what today is all about.
So today is all about remembering the fallen. I've been producing and directing these ceremonies for 14 years, Veterans Day, Memorial Day. And Memorial Day is the bigger event where a lot of LA, the city of LA, the county of LA come out and they recognize and memorialize all the fallen in this area and the surrounding areas as well.
The event is today, but last night you guys had a vigil. When did that begin, and what is the purpose of that?
So that began a little over 10 years ago, and a lot of the veterans in the surrounding areas wanted to pay tribute and do a 24-hour vigil and stand guard at the memorial, commemorating the fallen and those who gave their lives from this particular area. Legend says, there's no documented facts, but legend says that a lot of the Vietnam veterans, the Mexican-American Vietnam veterans that went to war came from this area. So it's a very popular vigil. It is 24 hours. It's a huge event to oversee, but it happened, and it happened again this year, and it was wonderful.
Really poignant to do that in memory of all the fallen soldiers. And we're taking a live look at this event, Julie, as we're talking to you. And I noticed on that memorial there was a plaque that was covered up in white at this point. So I'm assuming an unveiling will take place, but some new plaques, right, going to be shown to everyone in the community there.
It is, and I'm very proud of it. The Morin family donated the plaque. It was stolen. Well, the first initial plaque was stolen in 2012. We got that one replaced by an assembly member, and then it was stolen again because the plaques are bronze. So we're at it again. We're gonna place it again, and I think this time they're gonna install some cameras and make sure that that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, good idea. Unfortunately, that is the reality that we live in. How many people are you expecting today?
Usually around 300.
Wow, okay, that's great. It's going to be a great event.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. Absolutely, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
All right, 9:27 still to come. Coco in Riverside for the annual West Coast Thunder Memorial Day ride.
It went out.
Oh.
welcome to 9:30 on this Monday, Memorial Day. Hey, if you're off and you're watching us, thank you. We appreciate it. I'm Roxy Carvadian.
I'm Sandra Endo. Thanks for joining us, and good weather for this Memorial Day holiday, huh?
Yes, good morning, Sandra, Roxy, in for Maria this morning, and we've got some really great, comfortable temperatures weather-wise across Southern California, and you can see here on this Memorial Day, wherever it is that you're planning, gotta love our microclimates. At the beach communities, about 6-7 degrees. Downtown LA, temperatures will be below average. We're anticipating 71. Valleys and the IE a hint warmer, topping out about 79 degrees. There may be some isolated areas that can actually reach 80s, like San Bernardino, the further away you are from the ocean influence. And our mountain spots at 6-7 degrees today. And as we honor our fallen heroes, if you're heading over to the high deserts, you got 85 degrees, and low deserts, Palm Springs at 95 degrees today. But outside of the temperatures, we also are closely watching those wind conditions and eyes on the Garden Grove hazmat situation. Wind speeds are on the lighter side, but there's some good news. We are going to continue to see the onshore flow, and that's going to be with us for a couple of days. We're not anticipating a whole lot of wind direction changes. We may be seeing an increase in those winds later this afternoon to gusts up to 18 miles an hour, but that is below the advisory threshold, so no wind alerts. But just if you are a community downwind of the hazmat situation, just be mindful. And then winds back down once again, and temperatures again on the cooler side. That's going to be part of our cooler weather pattern. Drizzle chances will possibly enhance going into tomorrow morning as well as Wednesday morning. So we're just going to continue to keep those temperatures cooler than what's average for this time of year. But get ready for this upcoming weekend as we're heating things right back up again. Sandra, Roxia.
Samana, thank you. Let's get straight to the breaking news in Orange County, and it's certainly good news at this hour. Fire officials saying a massive chemical explosion in Garden Grove is now off the table, but a threat still remains.
Gigi Gracieta is live at the Fire Command Post in Cypress with more on this major development. Gigi.
Well, good morning. When it comes to hazardous materials, the explanations are profound. That's why you have so many experts like engineers and hazardous materials specialists working on this. While a massive explosion known as a BLEVE has been eliminated, that threat is now off the table. There still could be an explosion. What's the difference? The strength, the power of that explosion. So we want to stress the threat still remains, but that bigger threat, that BLEVE threat, we've been hearing so much about that. That is now off the table. I think we have some video from the scene early this morning. Last night, we're told firefighters went up to that tank, literally up to it, to get a better reading and a better look at the crack they were hoping would help relieve the internal pressure of the tank, and also a better look at that temperature gauge. And they found that both were working and trending in the right direction. The crack helped relieve some of the pressure, and the temperature gauge was in the 90s. As of this morning, 93 degrees, down from a maximum reading of 100, but firefighters believe it could have even been higher than that. Unfortunately, the gauge only goes up to 100 degrees. So this morning it was at 93 degrees. The cooling effort is apparently working, and they believe, although they can't see inside the tank, that the MMA, that hazardous chemical, is solidifying, which is what they want. Now, this morning we spoke to Orange County Fire Authority Nick Garton about this new information.
We still have potential for an explosion that it's not as bad as a BLEVE, but it's still a threat. And that goes back to your first question. There's still a threat out there, and we need the public to keep to those evacuation zones until we deem it safe for them to come back. We understand the difficulties and the challenges of when we make these evacuation zones. Our communities are out of their houses. They're out of their normalcy of the way they're living. We want them back. We really do. But we cannot allow them back when there is a safety element to them and their well-being.
And you were hearing there from interim chief of the Orange County Fire Authority, TJ McGovern, talking about the threat of an explosion. Joining me now live, Captain Nick Garton, also with OCFA. And talk to me a little bit more so that we understand the difference between a levee and an explosion. They're both explosions, just one is much more intense and dangerous, I understand?
Yes, absolutely. So as the pressure builds in the tank, it creates obviously a highly pressurized system that leads to a much more impactful explosion, if you will. With that pressure being released, this product inside is still highly toxic, highly flammable, so it still can ignite, causing it more of a local explosion, the parameters to which I don't have exact specifications. But if you picture that pressure building up inside a large vessel, and when it goes kaboom, it's going to be a lot more significant.
So the worst case scenario now appears to be off the table. Everything is trending in the right direction, but this is still a very volatile situation.
Absolutely. It's still a very dynamic situation. That's why, unfortunately, we haven't been able to lift those evacuation orders. We're continuing to monitor the situation, check those temperatures, make sure there's no toxic fumes going into the environment or anything like that. And as we get more information, we'll definitely make sure the public's informed.
And let's tell folks at home, because, you know, I'm getting two questions. When can I get back home or get back to work? And is there a current leak? Is there anything dangerous in the air?
Good questions. I don't have a hard timeline on when they can return home. Unfortunately, I appreciate everybody's patience as we work through this dynamic situation. As far as the air quality, we have constant air monitoring going on in the situation, and air quality is within normal limits. So.
That's good news. Thank you very much, Captain Nick Garton with the Orange County Fire Authority. You heard it there. The threat of an explosion does remain, but it's not that higher, elevated threat of a levee. You've heard a lot about it. It's a new word in my vocabulary, and I certainly am not going to forget it. But that one, thankfully, is off the table. At last check, that temperature reading was at about 93 degrees. That's down at least 7, if not more, degrees Fahrenheit from yesterday. So definitely trending in the right direction. We're going to have much more on the situation in Garden Grove coming up on Good Day LA.
Certainly excellent news this morning. Thank you, Gigi, and a lot of progress has been made there. All right, a Memorial Day motorcycle procession is honoring our nation's fallen heroes this morning.
Coco McAvoy is live in Riverside for the West Coast Thunder Ride. Hi there, Coco.
Hey there, West Coast Thunder is a staple event in Riverside every single year. It has been running for 24 years now, and it's so important because it's really like a rolling salute, a rolling tribute to our service members who lost their lives fighting for our country. So a lot of people are passionate about it. It means so much to the community. It's so amazing to see all the motorcyclists ride and begin their ride, and so now they're off on that journey. And what's so amazing, too, are the people who support the motorcyclists as well. So I want to introduce you to this wonderful family here. I'm going to start with you, Zoe. If you can talk about why it was important for you to be here.
Okay. It's important for us to be here because,
It's important. It's important for us to be here because our great-grandpa was buried in the National Cemetery.
That's so great.
He's a World War II veteran.
That's so wonderful that you're here to really honor him and celebrate him. And we were talking about, too, what your favorite part of this event is, because you come every year. What's your favorite part, Zoe?
My favorite part is, like, being able to see all, like, the motorcyclists go by and all their, like, unique, like, motorcycles and, like, designs on them and, like, seeing them all, like, celebrate it all.
Yes, there's so many unique designs. And what about you, EJ and Paul? What are your favorite parts of the event?
My favorite part is seeing all the booths to show that they're like supporting all the veterans, and it makes me feel happy that they're supporting like everybody who like died in World War II and giving out this free stuff for us.
Yes, and Paul, what about you?
I like that even though everyone has lots of differences, everybody could still come and they just go, we all come, and it's I'm very happy that we see this.
Well, we're so happy that you're part of this, and I know the motorcyclists are happy that you're part of this as well, cheering them on. That's really so beautiful to see, the motorcyclists all riding and everyone lining up parade style to cheer them on and really honor them, and of course honor all of the veterans and all of our service members who made that ultimate sacrifice fighting for our country here on Memorial Day in Riverside. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, absolutely, Coco. It's really nice to see the younger generation out there paying tribute and honoring and understanding what this day is all about. All right, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
And welcome back. I'm meteorologist Samada Khan, and we have your Memorial Day forecast, and it's looking very comfortable and pleasant across Southern California. We have a mixture of some sunshine and some cloud cover. And of course, if you're out and about honoring our fallen heroes, out to the beach communities we go. We got 67 degrees in the forecast. Your lunch hour below normal, very nice in the low side of the 70s. Valleys and the IE about 79 degrees there. Mountain spots 67, a little gusty at times, and our high deserts at 85 degrees. Low deserts and Palm Springs at 95 degrees today. Right now, a very cool start to the morning. We've got 60s, Ontario, 63 in Corona. We do have that broad trough that's bringing in that cooler air, and that's going to remain in place, the onshore flow, for the next several days. And if anything, temperature will continue to come down. And of course, we have eyes on the Garden Grove hazmat situation, where wind speeds right now on the lighter side, and that's good news. And also, winds are more predictable. The prevailing winds continue to go from the ocean to land for the next several days. If anything, we will be looking at the possibility of wind speeds increasing to 18 miles an hour, and that's the gust. That is below the advisory threshold. If you're downwind, you want to be careful as well. And winds back down, still the onshore flow with us. Send back over to you.
All right, Samana, thank you. Let's go get an update on this breaking news unfolding in Orange County.
Let's go to Gigi live at the Fire Command Post in Cypress, where we've gotten good news about the toxic chemicals in the area after 5 days of uncertainty. Gigi.
That's right. We're with the incident commander in charge of this emergency response. He is the interim chief of the Orange County Fire Authority, TJ McGovern. Chief, thank you so much for joining us. A lot of folks watching at home. Good news. The threat of that levee has been eliminated, but the threat still remains. Can you talk about the difference between a levee and an explosion?
Sure. Basically, last night we went after and confirmed that the threat of a levee has been eliminated. And what that meant is the levee was a pressurized cylinder, that there was basically an explosion in a pressurized cylinder. That was eliminated because the biggest difference is now we're not talking about a pressurized cylinder. There's no pressure. The levee has a much bigger blast radius than just an explosion. So getting that off the table is basically showing our evacuation zones could, in theory, start being diminished because the threat of the levee has now been gone.
A pressurized explosion could send not only a fireball, a plume, but could send that tank literally exploding, that sort of shrapnel, into the air too.
Absolutely. Levees are very dangerous. All the people in the fire service, they're aware of levees. These are containers that are sealed, pressurized. There's been many firefighter fatalities, many civilian fatalities based off these levee situations. It's just that boiling liquid, evaporating explosion with those vapors. Very dangerous, very high profile, and you got to be very strategic how you go after these.
The threat, though, of a different type of explosion remains, and any explosion obviously is dangerous. This one would not be as strong, but it's still a very volatile situation.
Absolutely. We are still, this is not over yet. We are still, there's definitely risks. Right now we're dealing with the risk of an explosion, and there's also a risk of a leak. We're still doing those, but right now what we're doing is we're mitigating the risk for an explosion. And how do you do that is you decrease the temperatures for ignition, and that's what the crews are doing right now. All that work last night, we were able to peel back some of the skin on the tank, peel back some of that insulation, and now we're directing our hose lines, unstaffed hose lines and deluge monitors, to more penetrate into the internal tank to cool those temperatures. We're at the low 90s right now. Early on, it was pegged at 100. It didn't go over 100, so it could have been well over, but right now we're definitely trending in the right direction due to the work last night. As far as there still could be a leak, right now we're actively monitoring the air. We've been doing it continuously from the get-go. We are getting no readings that are outside the within normal limits, so there's no leak going on right now, and we're just working continuously, religiously, to make sure those last two mitigations are handled, which is the explosion, and we're doing that by water, monitoring the temperature, and a potential for a leak.
And the leak, of course, could go into the sewers, into the storm drains, end up in the ocean, but you're taking efforts to prevent that.
Those were done immediately, so those would be a contingency plan, right? We're going to go ahead and put dikes, barriers up, and catch basins to make sure that should this go to a leak, we will get that. One of the biggest things that the experts are saying right now, this product started as a liquid, and then it's going to solidify, and it's going to make into a solid. And we are unsure if it's all a solid right now, if some of it is solid, is there some gooey, is it in the solidification phase? That's what we're looking at right now. So when we get the temperature down, we remove the risk for an explosion. If we can confirm that it's became a solid, we remove the risk for a leak. So a lot more work to do, but we are very happy that now the elimination of the threat of a BLEVE is off the table. Big step due to the work of our crews last night.
How will you know? I know you can't see inside the tank, and I know this is complicated, Chief. This is science. You've got engineers working with you. You've got a whole team of some of the smartest people in the state working with Orange County Fire Authority today. How will you know if it solidifies? And do you have to physically go up to the tank to see the temperature reading?
So the temperature reading, I can answer that one easy. So there is a display, and we couldn't see it from the drone footage, so we had to get people up there. So yes, you can see it. There's a display, but you have to be at the tank. Now, how do you know if it's solidified? I cannot answer that question. I'm assuming there's widgets and tools out there that the experts will know. I'm not sure. It's about a density reading and stuff like that. But
it's complicated.
They are working on it, and they're going to be able to determine, because now they can peel back the outside shell and the insulation and work. They are working to figure out what it's doing in the solidification process.
And I know this is complicated. This is the question I'm getting from folks, including friends who have been evacuated, living in their RVs. Some folks are at the shelters. Are you looking at downgrading, downsizing the evacuation zone?
So evacuations, you said, is a very complicated event, yes. But what it is for the public, when you remove them from their houses and put them in these shelters and stuff, you're taking away their normalcy, right? And we understand, we are with them. We are trying to get the public back as soon as we can. But we can't do that until a life safety risk has been mitigated. We are actively working on that. We appreciate the support and the patience from the public, and we are working to get them back home. But we just can't do it until it's safe to do. But we're going to get there. So we understand.
You're working on it. Interim Chief T.J. McGovern, the incident commander. Sleepless nights and a couple more sleepless nights, I'm sure, until this is all resolved. Thank you so much for your time. We're going to have much more on Good Day LA, more also with the chief about the ongoing situation in Garden Grove. I'll send it back to you.
And we are celebrating AAPI heritage with a performance rooted in storytelling tradition and Polynesian culture.
Tavake Orange County is bringing the art of Ori Tahiti dance to Southern California, blending traditional Polynesian dance with original music. Directors Napua and Levina Liufu come from a family legacy of cultural performance, spending years studying and performing in Tahiti before building an award-winning program in Japan. And now the group is celebrating a new chapter right here in Orange County, and we are so excited to welcome them and the team right here in our studio.
Oh my gosh, what a good-looking group. Welcome.
Yarana, thank you so much for having us. We're honored.
Thank you for being here. Okay, what does Ori Tahiti actually represent beyond just obviously the performance?
Ori Tahiti just represents dance in Tahiti. It represents something that connects us to the indigenous lifestyle, so a way that we can connect to the roots of AAPI, Pacific Islanders, here in Southern California, and not just for our community, but for everyone who wants to just share in something traditional and something that gives them a way to express themselves through dance.
And through dance, you're telling stories, right? You really want to make sure you pass on the tradition of culture and meaning. And so the stories never die.
Exactly. The stories never die. There are traditional ways of dance and storytelling, and we're always trying to make sure that we're coming correct with the culture, because while a lot of us are Pacific Islander, Polynesian, we aren't actually Tahitian. So we are making sure that we're always working with our peers and our teachers out there to make sure that we're culturally correct with everything we do, and then letting people know here that Ori Tahiti really is for everyone. If you look at our cast, it's a mix of basically AAPI.
It's perfect. It is perfect. So now bringing it here to Orange County, why is that important, bringing this program?
I think Orange County, it's because we're both originally from Southern California. I'm from Orange County, she's from the South Bay. And moving back from what we started in Japan and moving back home, we wanted to share our love and passion for Ori Teiti, or Tahitian dance, with our communities here in Southern California.
And as you said, it's for all ages, right? Tell us a little bit about some of the kids you teach and the adults.
Well, some of the kids, we've got kids as young as 3 years old.
Oh my gosh.
And they're, I mean, all over the place, you know. At that age, you really never know. But they start young. It's just being around the music, being around the language, being around the stories. As they get older, you see them just understanding without realizing how much they're absorbing. We also have some dancers that are in their 60s and even older than that, and they come to just express themselves, to work out, to have fun, to be tied into the culture, and it's just the camaraderie also. There's a lot of passion, and we say mana, that is a shared energy with everyone when you come together and you're dancing with purpose. And and it's
telling
really
a story.
And telling stories.
I love that. Mana, let's bring the energy. You're bringing it here to Good Day LA. Let's see you guys in action. All right, let's go, dancers.
Here we go.
Tini tini, manavate po tua mano mano. Manavate po tua tini tini, manavate po tua mano mano. Yaora tu whenua, yaora tu taata, matou te ie, tawa kerere ata. Toru fa.
Go from the back.
Yes. How old are you?
6.
How long have you been dancing?
I was like 5 years old.
Oh my gosh! And you can shake your hips like that. And how old are you?
8.
8. And what do you love about dancing?
It's just so fun that you get to have good times and always remember these good times.
Oh my gosh! Can you show Araxia? She knows how to shake her hips like that.
I can't shake my hips like you.
This is so amazing. Come. Thank you
it's
so
all
much.
in the knees, though, right?
You gotta,
it's all in the knees.
How long does it take for them to learn all that? All those moves?
She's so young. She's been dancing, I think, maybe only a few years.
Oh my
When she first started with our group, what we should point out is what these kids were just doing is something called freestyle. So they just got
totally
the drum beat,
improvised.
and it's
So
they learned their technique, they learned their basics, and they're not necessarily storytelling. They're just recognizing the beats and dancing to them.
Impressive. You guys are all amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Panting.
Tell us quickly where people can find you.
So we're Tavake at Orange County. You can find us online at tavake.dance. Also on Instagram at tavake.oc.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Maruri. Thank you.
Keep shaking it, okay? Don't ever stop. You guys are awesome. Keep dancing.
I want to shake it like you.
I know. How do you do that?
Yeah. Shake it.
Shake it. Shake it. Shake it.
Shake it.
Oh, use your knees.
See, that's what I said. It's in your knees. Good morning. Welcome to 10 a.m. I'm Roxy Carpadian. The breaking news situation you first saw on Good Day LA. Orange County fire officials say the threat of a massive chemical explosion in Garden Grove has been eliminated.
But the danger to the community still remains, and we have team coverage this morning. We begin with Gigi Graciette live at Fire Command Center in Cypress with the very latest.
Everything is trending in the right direction, but the danger is not over. One very dangerous possibility, that was the worst case scenario that we've been going over this morning. It's known as a BLEVE, B-L-E-V-E. I'm spelling it because you're going to hear that term over and over again. It stands for boiling liquid expanding vapor explosion. That was the strongest explosion possible. That threat has now been eliminated, and that's because the crack we also told you about on the tank served to relieve some of the pressure inside, helping the chemicals start to cool and solidify. Again, that was the worst case scenario. And thank you to retired firefighter, LA City firefighter Scott Gould, who pointed out that a Blevy, just to tell you how dangerous it is, in Kingman, Arizona, in a massive explosion in the 70s, it ended up killing 13 people. 11 of them were firefighters, and that was a real threat here. What is the difference between a Blevy and a regular explosion? Well, we just spoke to Interim Chief TJ McGovern. Basically, a Blevy is a pressurized explosion that could send up a fireball, and also that metal tank, it could explode it into little pieces, basically shrapnel, sent for hundreds of meters around. That was the big concern. It's off the table. What is the concern now? A leak. We're told mitigation efforts have already been put in place to divert any chemical spill away from the sewer, and obviously so it doesn't get into the ocean. Then the other threat is an explosion, but on a smaller scale, still very dangerous. But the trend is going in the right directions. Last night in that very risky fire operation, firefighters were sent in to get close to the tank. They wanted to take a better look at the crack that they hoped was relieving pressure, and turns out it is. And that temperature gauge. Also earlier, we talked about the importance of the numbers in this crisis, as it's being called. The temperature was at 93 degrees, down from 100. And we say 100 degrees because that temperature gauge doesn't go any higher. And firefighters telling me that was extremely frustrating because they didn't know how hot it was inside the tank. They know now it's at 93. It's cooling. What does it need to be at? 50 degrees. That would be perfection. They hope it continues to go down. Meanwhile, cooling efforts are still in place. Very quickly, the most important question we're getting from all of you that are evacuated: when will those orders be lifted? Unfortunately, no timeline. The danger continues, but right now, officials are meeting experts in hazardous materials in that chemical called MMA. They're going over the numbers, and they're trying to see if there's a possibility to downsize the evacuation order. There is no timeline. This afternoon, though, we should be hearing from firefighters, and they should have more information for us. It's a complicated issue. It involves engineers, specialists, mathematicians, meteorologists. They're all in the planning and looking at this. Meanwhile, the cooling effort continues, and there is no active leak. That's also the most important thing. There is no active leak, and air monitoring is being done, we're told, round the clock. Just keeping an eye on that. That is the latest on the crisis in Garden Grove. I'm Gigi Graciette, live at the command post in Cypress.
Massive undertaking, that is for sure. We'll continue to watch this story closely, of course, to see how it cools and how quickly that happens from 93 to 50. You mentioned, Gigi. They are definitely making progress. It's just a matter of time. Now, according to the Orange County Fire Authority, there is currently one known crack on the chemical tank in Garden Grove.
Yeah, to keep nearby residents safe, as we've been talking about, many surrounding neighborhoods do remain under mandatory evacuation orders. So take a look at this map. The area in red is the evacuation zone. This includes north of Trask Avenue, south of Ball Road, east of Valley View Street, and west of Dale Street. And this doesn't just encompass Garden Grove. Parts of Buena Park, Anaheim, Cypress, and Staten are also in the evacuation zone.
I'm trying to get more face masks for myself, and again trying to see if I can be indoors, but just praying everything works out okay, and hoping in the next 12 to 24 hours we'll be in a better situation and be able to go back home.
Even though you may not want to leave your home or with your pets, it's important that human life is protected. I think it's also important to know that we'll get through this, and we have the very best people working on it at this time.
Right now, the Garden Grove Unified School District has closed all schools until further notice. However, administrators say starting tomorrow, Skylark Preschool will reopen after being cleared by fire officials. For everyone else, Garden Grove Unified says families should anticipate switching their kids to remote online learning. About 50,000 people are impacted by the evacuation order. So where can they go for shelter?
Los Amigos High School in Fountain Valley is an option. Golden West College and Ocean View High in Huntington Beach, also an option. Savannah High School in Anaheim, JFK High School in La Palma, and Freedom Hall in Fountain Valley. Now keep in mind some of these facilities may be at capacity, so you are advised to prepare to be redirected to an alternate evacuation center if that happens. Also take a screenshot. Maybe that's the easiest way to do this with these phone numbers. The City of Garden Grove has created a hazmat information community hotline. That number is 714-628-7085. You can also use this number to ask about shelter availability and live updates separately. A 24-hour emergency hotline can be reached at 714-741-5444. And Brooke now joining us with more on a little bit about the chemical itself that's in the tank and this new lawsuit that's just been filed.
It's been filed quickly, right?
Yeah, pretty quickly. It's a class action lawsuit filed Saturday alleging negligence by GKN Aerospace. Now, people who live in Garden Grove are saying regardless of what happens here, they believe they will be financially impacted.
In a situation where 50,000 people are evacuated without a significant lack of oversight that is negligent at best and at worst outright reckless.
The company issued a statement on its website saying, in part, it's acutely aware of the uncertainty the incident is causing, and it sincerely apologizes for the ongoing disruption to the local community. We're going to follow up with that, of course, be watching this.
I really feel for the families who are saying, oh, they gotta get a hotel, and that costs a lot of money, especially around the holiday weekend. And so this lawsuit, right, is a big deal for the community members who are involved. But what do we know about this company in terms of any legal actions in the past? Have they been fined? What do we know?
Yeah, it's interesting. I was looking at some public records, actually, and after an on-site inspection in 2020, GKN Aerospace, they were found operating equipment without a permit and were told failed to keep required emissions records on gases emitted from paints, coatings, and solvents. According to public records, GKN Aerospace used materials containing a dangerous carcinogen, and they use coatings that have toxic air contaminants. Now, the company actually had to pay $900,000 to settle claims from environmental violations.
Okay. And then what about what's inside the tank itself?
Yeah. So it's called methyl methacrylate, and it's used to make resins, plexiglass, much more, though. It's also highly flammable. According to the EPA, even short-term exposure can cause a host of issues, like making it hard to breathe, cause some coughing, irritate your skin, your eyes, make you lightheaded even.
Yeah, not good.
And a lot of people don't know what this chemical is, but it's pretty common in terms of where it could be found.
Yeah, I thought that was so interesting that you can find it in making dentures or temporary crowns. Obviously, like many of us have experienced temporary crowns. I have. I know, right?
I have crowns right now.
No, right, sure. Yeah. So it is pretty common. According to the EPA, it's also, you can find this chemical in advertising signs, lighting fixtures, skylights, different plumbing and bathroom fixtures. So all over the place. It's even used in concrete to make it water repellent.
Obviously, they're safer when they're used in that capacity.
Yes, even like you think about like the making of dentures, it's cured.
Of course.
And then that makes it, you know, perfectly safe to have in your mouth.
But the chemical that's inside the tank itself, the number one thing when people hear chemical spill or the danger of an explosion is cancer, right? Is it cancerous? What is the toxicity level?
The EPA does not consider it a carcinogen, but they have found birth defects in animals who have been exposed.
And the good news we're hearing this morning, though, is that there is no leak.
Great news.
Right? So that is the good news. And if there was, people can, in fact, identify it, right?
It has a smell, a pretty strong smell. It was interesting. I was looking at different experts saying that you can actually smell this much farther away than actually a cause for concern. But they say it has a strong, unpleasant odor, but also a fruity odor.
Yeah.
I know.
strange
combination.
Something weird in the air. Exactly.
Sometimes when you smell things, though, you can also taste things. I wonder if that's also something people are experiencing.
I'd hope to never get close enough, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Brooke. Of course. Appreciate that. Now over to Samada we go. We are talking about the weather, of course, and what people can experience today if they have the day off. But also the weather's playing a factor in all of this as well.
Absolutely, and the wind's going to possibly impact the surrounding communities, and that's something that we are watching and monitoring very closely. Now, the winds in the early half of the day tend to be on the lighter side, but the good news is the winds continue to flow from the ocean to land, so that sea breeze is going to be remaining persistent all the way through the next several days. So the wind conditions are predictable, and that's going to help. And we also are going to be watching the winds increasing into the afternoon hours to about 17 to 18 miles an hour in terms of gusts, and that continues to be below the advisory threshold. So currently no wind advisories, but if you are downwind of this threat, you want to make sure you plan accordingly. Winds, again, back down, but still the winds going onshore for the next several days. All courtesy of this deep and broad trough of low pressure. It's helping to bring in that cooler air and that sea breeze, which is also good news. And temperatures for this Memorial holiday as we honor our fallen heroes. Our beach communities will be seeing highs at 6-7 degrees. Downtown LA, the lower side of the 70s. Valleys in the IE, temperatures upper 70s for you. Mountain communities will be picking up some wind speeds as well. And high deserts at 85 degrees. It will be gusty at times. And low deserts, Palm Springs at 95 degrees today. Here's a look at our forecast highs beyond today and into tomorrow. As I mentioned, that sea breeze expected to enhance and bring our temperatures even lower. Temperatures will then rebound pretty nicely. If you like the heat, it's going to get pretty hot once again for this upcoming Saturday and Sunday. So keep that in mind and beat the traffic. Speaking of traffic, Good Day LA Traffic is brought to you by My Home Sold. Leave home or perhaps wherever it is that you're on vacation to come back home early. As we get into the afternoon hours, traffic is really going to build and it's going to be pretty difficult, especially heading into LAX. But right now, not too bad. And we have eyes on this ongoing issue. As we pointed out, the hazmat situation has the 22 freeway, the off-ramps closed off. You are not able to exit off of Valley View, Garden Grove, Knott Street, as well as Beach Boulevard, but the main lines continue to be open. Here's a live Caltrans camera, another area of Orange County, the 55 at 17th Street through Santa Ana, both directions, holiday light. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
Hi, I'm Adrian with My Home Sold, and we want to buy your house. We buy any house in any condition. No commissions, no closing costs, and no repairs. Go to myhomesold.com for a free same-day cash offer. That's myhomesold.com.
The World Cup roster for the U.S. men's national team will officially be announced tomorrow, but initial leaks are giving us a preview of who will be on the 26-man roster. According to The Guardian, Sounders midfielder Christian Roldan, as well as Club America winger Alejandro Zendejas, will make the cut. Other notable names include Gio Reyna and Joe Scally. The squad will be officially unveiled tomorrow at a live event in New York City, and it begins at noon. You can watch it live right here on Fox 11.
This AAPI month, we're celebrating a South Bay athlete who took an unexpected path from the beaches of the South Bay all the way to the Olympic halfpipe. B. Kim is a Korean-Japanese-American snowboarder who made her Olympic debut this past winter representing Team USA. B. Kim was just 5 or 6 the first time she strapped on a snowboard. Just a typical South Bay kid heading up to the mountains when the season called for it.
It was just something I did with my family.
She didn't get serious about it until around 11. But before that one random weekend, changed her trajectory forever.
We were in Mammoth, and I very randomly entered this competition. Somehow ended up on the podium, ended up getting 3rd, and from there it just, for lack of a better term, snowballed. Escalated very quickly to every other weekend, and then every weekend, and then 5 days a week, which led to going to online school.
She knew she wanted to be on the Mammoth snowboard team, and she made her case to her dad in the most perfectly timed way possible.
I told my dad, I really want to join the Mammoth snowboard team, and he's like, that's not a thing. He goes, we live at the beach, like the beach is 5 minutes compared to 5 hours away. And then lucky for me, a kid snowboarded by at that exact moment, and their jacket said Mammoth snowboard team on it. And I was like, look, it's a thing, it's a thing.
From that moment on, the goal was set. And even as a kid, B had her eyes fixed on something most athletes only dare to dream about.
That has been the goal, hoping to get to be at the Olympics and represent my country and my family. And it was always this massive, massive thing, obviously, so far in the distance.
This past winter, that distant dream became reality.
To actually be living in the moment at the Olympics was so, so surreal. I couldn't have asked for a better Olympic debut. Got to snowboard with all of my idols, Chloe Kim and Maddie Mastro. They're the ones who inspired me. To be able to be on Team USA with them was also just a dream.
And she didn't make that journey alone.
We had 30 friends and family come out from California, which was wild.
From the beginning, it's been about family, friends, support, and sacrifice.
I wouldn't be here if it weren't for the sacrifices my parents made for me. Driving to Mammoth is a commitment every weekend. 6-hour drive is not easy. And then as it progressed, my dad would travel with me to every competition and training camp together. You don't get to do all the things that all the kids are doing when you're your age, but then I get to travel the world with my snowboarding friends, and I'm exposed to more than I could even dream of when I was a kid. You can't replace it.
This AAPI Heritage Month, as a Korean-Japanese American, B reflects on what it's meant to wear Team USA on behalf of something much bigger than herself.
All 4 of my grandparents immigrated here to the States. Being on Team USA and representing them at the Olympics was the American dream. They came here hoping to give their kids and grandkids a better life. The fact that I was able to pursue something so out of the norm, it means the world. They're some of my biggest supporters.
Her grandfather doesn't just cheer from the sidelines, he does his homework.
He wants to know every trick that every girl has, and he wants to know, so what are our odds for this? What are our chances? It's an added layer of pride when I'm standing at the top of the half pipe, dropping in and doing my snowboarding. It's a big reminder that it isn't just for me, that it also is for the people who came before me.
When she's not on the mountain, B's a self-described foodie. Before she trades the West Coast for the East Coast this fall, her plan is to spend time at the beach, hang out with friends and family, and eat at a couple of her favorite spots in Gardena and Torrance.
There's a Japanese place that my brother and I love. We always go for lunch. It's called Ichiman. My favorite Korean barbecue place is Yellow Cow. It's in like Gardena area, and I've been going there since I was a kid.
Next up, a new challenge. She's headed to Colombia. B hopes young athletes watching her story remember one thing.
Snowboarding didn't come naturally to me at all, but I loved it so much, and that's what I really wanted to do with my life. It's so easy to get discouraged. I have had so many ups and downs in my career, and the biggest thing is if you love it and you really do want it, you have to just stick with it.
It's a great message. message. We wish Bea the best of luck at Columbia, and I have a feeling this is far from the last time we'll be talking about her. And I also have a feeling I need to check out those spots in the South Bay.
Oh, the Yellow Cow Korean barbecue spot she mentioned is so good. I'm kind of upset she mentioned it because I don't want lines to form.
But you never told me about it.
There's a reason why, because I want to get a table.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm going to check that out.
Oh, no, don't go. Go with me. I'll take you.
Thanks. All right. We'll be right back. (10:26). Two high schools in Tennessee are facing backlash after pushing ahead with outdoor graduation ceremonies in torrential rain. Take a look.
Gabriella Vashti Burrows.
This is insanity. This is no. The rain was predicted and began as soon as the ceremony got underway. There was a lot of concern about slipping and falling, obviously, not to mention the wet diplomas. And then there's this. How dare you make grandparents suffer through all of this, right? Those metal bleachers, all cold, wet. Many families are planning to re-robe for the pictures on another day. School officials did not offer much of a defense, though, calling the conditions, quote, challenging. This is just ridiculous.
Have a plan B. Yeah, go inside somewhere, right? Or put up
There's
tents.
nothing joyous about
No.
this. This is torture.
Yeah,
That's
this
ridiculous.
I want to say a little unforgivable, considering that the rain was in the weather forecast for quite some time, and they should have planned accordingly. I really feel bad for those graduates who deserve much more than what they're getting there. And it continued to pour. And there was also the threat of lightning, and that, of course, makes it
dangerous.
extra dangerous.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll make it up to those kids. And we are watching the forecast for the Tennessee area. You can see even another round of rain is possible. Days upon days of more rain in the forecast. They may want to wait a little bit before perhaps making it up to them. And back here at home, we have a broad trough of low pressure that's helping to bring in that cooler air. So temperatures are going to be very mild today on this Memorial Day as we honor our fallen heroes. We have beach communities outside of a mixed bag of some sunshine, some cloud cover, 67 degrees. It will be mild even for the downtown LA area, and out towards locations like Fountain Valley and Garden Grove. Valleys in the IE, temperatures will be just a tad warmer, but still very comfortable at 79 degrees. Our mountain communities about 67 degrees. High deserts at 85, and Palm Springs reaching 95 degrees today. We are watching those winds very carefully as it could impact the area near the Garden Grove hazmat situation. In the morning hours, winds are on the lighter side this time around. Some good news here, the winds are more predictable. The prevailing winds are going onshore. That's when you're getting winds from the ocean to land. We are anticipating winds to increase to about 16 to 18 miles an hour, those stronger gusts, but it is below the advisory threshold, so we do not have any wind alerts in that area. Just be mindful if you're downwind of that situation to plan accordingly. And we're also looking at winds to back down, still seeing that flow of air from the west to southwest. Here's a look at our coastal communities today. As I mentioned, 60s continuing to lower and cool down. We may even pick up some drizzle chances early tomorrow morning for just about anywhere across Southern California, and numbers get down to upper 60s. And this is for, yes, downtown LA and Orange County. We got temperatures on the rise, getting a little bit more sunshine for this weekend. Beautiful and warm. Valleys in the IE, 79 degrees. Cloud cover will linger through the next few days, and then temperatures are going to be rebounding to 85 degrees. Our mountain community 67 degrees with bouts of some winds, but a lot of sunshine there. Temperatures in our high deserts, we are watching for the potential for wind advisories going into tomorrow, so keep that in mind. And for the lower deserts, if you're heading over to Palm Springs at 95 degrees, we've got temperatures which will lower to 80s, but then come right back up to triple-digit heat, 101 by Sunday. So we continue to watch those winds and the temperature changes, but for right now, a really pleasant Memorial weekend, or Memorial Monday. Back to you, ladies.
All right, Samana, thank you. We do have your entertainment sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. The force is strong at the movies as a Star Wars movie tops the box office for the first time in 7 years.
We're protecting everything the rebellion fought for.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
The Mandalorian and Grogu pulled in more than $100 million over the Memorial Day weekend, giving fans a reason to return to theaters for a galaxy far, far away. The film marks the first Star Wars theatrical release since 2019's Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
You know, everyone knew The Mandalorian would top the box office this Memorial Day weekend, but the big surprise is what actually placed second.
Bear, I love you so, 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 so much. I don't think I could live without you.
The low-budget horror flick Obsession is expected to make $20 million this long weekend. It was made for under $1 million. Wow. Ticket sales actually went up to 30% from its opening weekend last week. Usually movies see a drop off week 2, right? Mm-hmm. Another parody and critics and audiences both seem to love. The last time that happened with a horror flick was last year's Weapons, which I did not see.
People really love horror, like any time of year.
We're just not one of them.
Right? We're just not us. I like happy sunshine stuff, you know.
Life is scary
Keep it light, I know.
I don't know. But I had a feeling that would do well.
Wow, okay.
The premise of it was is actually interesting. I would watch it if it wasn't horror.
That's right.
A robot dancing to Michael Jackson's Billie Jean going viral for all of the wrong reasons. That's like us.
Down.
Yeah. So this happened at a corporate event in China. No one in the crowd seemed to react after the robot collapsed on stage. A handler eventually came in to drag it away. Well, there you have it.
There's some tech issues.
Yeah, see?
Back to the drawing board for that guy. There you go.
Got to work on the stairs.
Dragged it away.
And welcome back. I'm meteorologist Samantha Khan, and we have your weather headlines. A cooler weather pattern is going to be with us beginning as early as, yes, this afternoon, where temperatures more on the mild side. We have a mixture of some sunshine and some clouds. Numbers remain mostly in the 70s, and we're going to continue to cool down tomorrow. We may even pick up some drizzle chances, just enough moisture and lift in the atmosphere to bring that about sometime tomorrow morning and possibly even into Wednesday morning. Temperatures will continue to fall upper 60s for daytime highs tomorrow. Weekend? Hey, looks good. We're heating up once again as an area of high pressure builds in. And on this Memorial Monday, honoring our fallen heroes, we've got beach communities at 67 degrees. These are daytime highs. 70s in store for inland communities and 79 for the valleys and the IE. Mountain areas 67, high deserts 85, and low deserts keeping things pretty hot at 95 degrees. We're watching those wind conditions again very closely. You can see the onshore flow really light to calm at this hour. But moving ahead, one wanted, of course, focus your attention to the Garden Grove hazmat situation where winds will be impactful if you live anywhere near that area. Some good news, the winds are very predictable. They continue to be onshore, and that's going to help out. As we push in the afternoon hours, we're anticipating wind speeds to about 16 miles an hour, perhaps slightly stronger gusts in the area. So watch out if you're downwind for any developments. And then winds back down once again, but they are prevailing winds coming from the ocean to land. So we're not anticipating any drastic wind changes for now. Riverside, breaking it down for you. We've got some sunshine, as I mentioned, and a few clouds in the early half of the day, and eventually we'll see more sunshine pushing into the afternoon hours, and numbers mainly in the 70s and forecast highs after today. Look at how we roll back those temperatures into the upper 60s, and this also applies to, yes, the IE. Numbers get hotter as we go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, getting close to 90 degrees again. But we are close again watching those winds. Send back over to you, ladies.
Thank you so much, Samada. And breaking news in Orange County, the fire officials are saying the threat of that massive chemical explosion we've been covering in Garden Grove has been eliminated.
Gigi Graciette live at the Fire Command Post in Cypress with the very latest. Gigi.
That's right. As we enter day 5, there certainly is better news, but fire officials stress this is still a very dangerous and dynamic situation, and that could change. Take a look. This morning, we learned that the threat of a BLEVE, as it's known, that stands for Boiling Liquid Expanding Vapor Explosion. It is a mouthful, but it's an important term for firefighters. That is because the crack we told you about on the tank relieved some of the pressure inside, helping the chemical known as MMA start to cool and solidify. Now, a BLEVE is one of the most dangerous and powerful explosions possible, and it was the worst case scenario here. That threat has been eliminated, fire officials say, but the threat of a smaller explosion or chemical spill remains. This morning, we spoke to Orange County Fire Authority's interim chief, TJ McGovern, about the danger.
The biggest difference is now we're not talking about a pressurized cylinder. There's no pressure. The BLEVE has a much bigger blast radius than just an explosion. So getting that off the table is basically showing our evacuation zones could, in theory, start being diminished because the threat of the BLEVE has now been gone. As far as there still could be a leak, right now we're actively monitoring the air. We've been doing it continuously from the get-go. We are getting no readings that are outside the within normal limits. So there's no leak going on right now, and we're just working continuously, religiously to make sure those last two mitigations are handled, which is the explosion, and we're doing that by water, monitoring the temperature, and a potential for a leak.
Now, last night, there certainly were some very tense moments in Garden Grove at the GKN facility as firefighters conducted what was described as a risky but necessary night operation. It is thanks to those firefighters that they were able to see that the temperature gauge has now dropped, or at least as of last night, to 93 degrees. That is down from 100 degrees, and it's important to note that the temperature gauge only went up to 100 degrees, so firefighters believe the internal temperature could have been much higher, and those firefighters were also able to get a better look at the crack on the tank and determine that the pressure inside had been relieved. Now, this is not a done deal yet. The temperature was at 93. We're told the safe spot, the sweet spot, would be at around 50 degrees, so a lot of work has to be done. If you are in the evacuation zones, those evacuation orders still stand, but they could be revised this afternoon. So stay tuned to your official sources like the Orange County Fire Authority, Fox 11. We will bring you that news as soon as it happens. Reporting live in Cypress at the command post, I'm Gigi Graciette. I'll send it back to you.
I don't know if there's an answer for this, and it all just depends. But I'm just wondering how quickly it could go from 93 down to 50. Could it be a matter of hours or days or weeks?
They tell us that the subject matter experts right now are all huddled together. This is a team of experts in hazardous materials. We're talking about meteorologists that are looking at the weather, those wind shifts that Samara was talking to you about, mathematicians doing the calculations. They are trying to determine exactly how fast, but right now they do not want to put out any timeline because the risk of explosion is still real. A chemical leak is still possible, but the worst case scenario, which was that BLEVE, that word that we're all learning, a lot of us are anyway today, that has been eliminated.
Hopefully they'll shrink down the evacuation zone at least so some people can get back to their homes, but certainly we'll stay on top of this story.
That's the goal.
Yeah. All right, Gigi, thank you. Now, Memorial Day events are underway across the Southland to honor those who died in service to America. In Long Beach, the names of some 7,000 Americans who died in combat and training exercise since the 9/11 attacks are right now being read at the Rosie the Riveter Park. It's expected to take until about 1 o'clock this afternoon to complete reading all those names. Meanwhile, new memorial plates will be unveiled to honor those who died in all of the major conflicts since World War I.
And in Santa Ana, the 33rd annual Memorial Day service happening right now at Fairhaven Memorial Park. Community members, veterans, active duty military personnel, and local leaders are honoring our fallen heroes and celebrating 250 years of freedom with patriotic music, a flyover, a wreath laying, and a rifle salute, and much more.
A Memorial Day motorcycle procession is honoring our nation's fallen heroes this morning.
I always love these. Yeah. Coco McAvoy live in Riverside, where the West Coast Thunder Riders just took off. It must have been loud, Coco.
Hey there, we are here on Indiana Avenue in Riverside, and every single year on Memorial Day, thousands upon thousands of people come here to really honor and pay tribute to the service members who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country. And so it's really a beautiful tribute, a riding salute to honor those who have fallen. And the thousands of people that are out here are all out here for a special reason as well. Many people have a special connection to a service member or a veteran who they want to honor during this motorcycle ride. It is actually the largest motorcycle ride on Memorial Day in the entire country. The proceeds also benefit Riverside National Cemetery, so it's for a great cause as well. And the people who are not riding motorcycles also like to come out because people in the neighborhood want to really cheer on the motorcyclists as well, and they line up parade style to make sure that they're doing that, but also to make sure that they are honoring service members on Memorial Day. So I want you to hear from a few of the people that we spoke to throughout the day.
We are actually the largest benefactor to the Riverside National Cemetery, which, little known fact, is the largest veteran cemetery in the country. And we fund, POW Memorial there. We fund the American Indian Veterans Memorial. We buy the golf carts there. So a lot of, good use with the support from the public.
My grandfather was an Army medic in World War II. My father was a Marine during Vietnam, and my son is an honor guard in the Navy. And it is so important for us to honor the fallen, for me to be able to honor those who have given the ultimate sacrifice, our servicemen, servicewomen, and service animals. And if I might add, if we can please give an awareness that mental health is health care. Please help stop soldier suicide. Please support your veterans.
It's just the amount of riders that there is representing, and at the same time, honoring our veterans, all the fallen brothers that have, given the ultimate sacrifice for our country. And also, too, the brotherhood that shows up here, all my brothers, from Red Rum, MC, and what just everybody brings to this positive, ride. It's every year, wish we could do it more. But I hope a lot of you come out here and, come and help us honor our brothers,
And the motorcyclists will be cheered on along their route as well. And Sky Fox is also going to be looking for them and keeping track of their whereabouts for West Coast Thunder. We'll send it back to you.
Always such a great event, and always such an important thing to remember all the lives lost for our freedom. Coco, thank you. We'll be right back. With a massive online following, our next guest has helped her followers find relief through somatic exercises.
Now, the workout witch, aka Liz Tenuto, has a new book that explains how stress and trauma are stored in the body and how certain exercises can actually bring healing. It's called When the Body Speaks.
My goal in writing this book is to empower people to recover their capacity to flourish after the pain and discomfort of living with unresolved trauma. It is now more evidence than ever that the trauma we experience is stored in our bodies for months, years, even decades, and can affect us emotionally, physically, and cognitively while negatively impacting our daily lives. I know how trauma gets in the way of relationships and lowers our ability to experience joy.
Liz Tenuto joining us this morning. Hi there.
Hi.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So basically your body keeps score, right, of everything you've been through, your experiences, your trauma. And you say there is a way to make sure that is healed in terms of your exercises and all of that. Tell us about, first of all, the connection between trauma and your body.
So only about 10 to 20% of your trauma is stored in your verbal memory. And this is according to Bessel van der Kolk, who you just referenced with the book, The Body Keeps the Score. And the rest is stored in your body with what we call a somatic memory, which means that it's stored in your muscles and in your tissues. And so a lot of people will go to talk therapy to process their trauma verbally, mentally, and emotionally, which is a really important step. But so many people are missing the body-based therapy that really helps release the somatic imprint out of your body.
How do you do that? How do you go about changing that?
Somatic exercises are like tiny micro movements that you can do in bed or on the floor that help you get out of the chronic stress cycle, rebuild new neural pathways, and regulate your nervous system.
So the video you're showing us there, these are some of those exercises?
Exactly.
So we're not talking about a regular workout. You go to the gym or Pilates, those things won't help?
Those things are great for essentially like helping you with
toning.
Endorphin release, toning, overall fitness, also very important. Somatic exercises are more intentional and more targeted for body healing, specifically from chronic stress and trauma.
So what inspired you to make this connection? Like, how did you go about it?
I experienced insomnia and chronic pain and panic attacks for about 10 years. And I tried everything from doctors to specialists to alternative types of healing like acupuncture, yoga, meditation, but nothing was really working for me long term. And it took me a long time to understand that it was because I had experienced trauma in my childhood. But this was back in 2008, and that conversation wasn't really happening much back then. So my ballet teacher noticed that I was quite dissociated when I wasn't dancing, and she invited me to her somatics class. I was very skeptical because I had seen her class, and I was like, it's just people rolling around on the floor in their pajamas. But after the first class, I actually cried in the bathroom because I experienced so much relief after the first session, and then in 4 sessions, my insomnia was almost gone.
Wow. Okay, so what are some examples, like the different exercise and movement you make to treat a specific trauma, right? Can you give us an example?
Yeah, should we try one together?
Yeah, let's try one.
Okay, great. So we can do this sitting down.
Okay.
We'll uncross our legs and bring our ankles about hip width apart as best we can. And then we'll take our first finger and place it in between our eyebrows.
Okay.
And we're going to swipe up to our hairline and then bring your finger off. And we'll just repeat that action several times.
Hard or soft?
Medium to firm pressure.
I'm going to take my makeup off.
Oh, yeah. We could do it like lightly for the demonstration, but if you're at home, you can do medium to firm pressure.
And what is this doing?
Yeah, I'll explain. But as we do this, see if you can unclench your belly. How relaxed can your jaw be as you do this? Great. Can your hand be soft that's on your leg? We'll do 1 or 2 more. Great. And take your time, and we'll bring that to a pause. My makeup did get.
I know, right?
I think I got a little bit of smudge on my face, but that's okay. It's worth it. So that connects to one of your cranial nerves that connects to your brainstem, which is, it really helps you with your fight or flight response. So it kind of instantly relaxes you if you're feeling that fight-flight sensation.
And how long do you do this for?
Somatic exercises are really effective if you can practice 5 to 10 minutes a day. That exercise that I just took us through was about 1 minute, and you can do those quick exercises on the go, on the plane, while you're in the car, parked, while you're, waiting in line at a store, and you'll get some instant relief.
But how about relief from like tension in your shoulders? I think a lot of people carry that tension and stress in this area.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to do another one?
Sure.
Okay, so we can place our hands down.
We have 1 minute.
Okay, great. We can place our hands down, and we'll just take our right shoulder and just gently lift it up, tiny, and allow it to slide back down. And a couple more, lifting up and sliding back down. 1 more, lifting up and sliding back down, and we'll do the other side, lifting up. How small can you make this?
Oh, wow. So smaller the better.
Smaller the better.
You would think opposite.
Exactly.
Right?
How relaxed can the stomach be as you do this? How relaxed can the jaw be? Almost like you're drooling.
There's so much to think about.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
And then we'll just bring that to a pause.
And what is that connected to?
That releases some of the major muscles in your body, like your trapezius muscles that are often kind of the first muscular responders to stress.
Wow, this is really fascinating.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here on this Memorial Day. And When the Body Speaks is out now, so pick up a copy. And you can follow Liz on Instagram at The Workout Witch.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
A different kind of workout.
Yeah,
A different kind of workout.
For sure. Good morning. Welcome to GDLA Plus on this Memorial Day. And if you have the day off, hey, thanks for being with us. I hope you're enjoying your day off. Welcome, Brooke.
Yeah. Hi.
Nice to see you.
Not a day off.
I love the coordination, ladies.
We didn't
accident.
Yeah, right? It's perfect.
Were you all trying to be patriotic today?
I thought about it.
You did?
Yeah, I did. I did think about it. We do want to say, of course, thank you to all the brave men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice so we can enjoy our freedom here in this country. It's more than a long holiday weekend. It's more than just the barbecue, more than just the mattress sale. It's a day we can take a few moments to reflect on the sacrifices with gratitude. And thank you to all the Gold Star families whose loss was personal, of course, as well. We're thinking of all of you today because we often say when someone serves, the entire family serves,
That's right?
Mm-hmm. So really just mindful of that today.
And we take a look at some of our top stories right now. sky thoughts overhead yesterday when thick black smoke was pouring out of a tire recycling plant. This was in Southgate. This was an industrial avenue near Gardendale Street. A shelter-in-place order was issued for the surrounding community due to unsafe air conditions, and no word what caused that fire.
We're learning more now about the man who opened fire outside the White House over the weekend. Officials say the suspect was identified as 21-year-old Nasir Best. They say he's known for walking around the White House asking how to gain access at different gates, and he has a history of mental health issues. Secret Service says that Saturday night, Best pulled out a gun and started shooting at officers around 6 p.m. The agents shot back and hit the suspect, who later died at a nearby hospital.
Now to the war with Iran. President Trump says a potential deal with Iran has been largely negotiated, I should say, but insists no agreement is final yet. The president says any deal must eventually reopen the Strait of Hormuz, a key global oil route carrying nearly 20% of the world's supply. Administration officials claim Iran is making major concessions tied to nuclear enrichment and sanctions relief.
All right, some good news. Fire officials say a massive chemical explosion in Garden Grove is now off the table, but a threat still remains. Gigi Graciette live for us at the Fire Command Post in Cyprus with more on this major development. Gigi.
That's right. As we enter day 5 of the Garden Grove crisis, as it's being called, there is better news, but this still remains a very dangerous and dynamic situation. As you mentioned, the worst case scenario, firefighters say, has now been eliminated, and that was called a BLEVE. That's a very powerful explosion. Thankfully, that's not on the table anymore, but the danger of a smaller explosion or a chemical leak remains. Joining me now live, California State Senator Tom Umberg. We know 40 to 50,000 people remain out of their homes. Businesses are closed. Many of them are in your area, and no timeline yet for when they can return.
No, Gigi, you're right. Good news today, and I think it's good news for all those who are in shelters and all those that are concerned that there's not going to be this massive explosion that we were concerned about. But the danger still exists, just as you said, and sadly, people who are in the shelters can't go back to their homes quite yet. We want to make sure they go back to their homes as soon as possible, but not until it's safe. Now, what do we do in the future? This can't happen again. The fact that there are volatile chemicals stored in a residential area and that safeguards were not provided such that we could be confident there wouldn't be a catastrophic event, that just can't happen. So clearly there's going to be investigations. Clearly there's going to be questions. My constituents want to know, how could this happen, and what are you going to do about it? How are you going to make sure this doesn't ever happen again? And that's going to be up to the legislature to investigate, to make sure that we create the laws, the rules, the regulations, so this doesn't happen again.
How frustrating is it to know? You know, I was talking to the interim chief of the Orange County Fire Authority, TJ McGovern. He said that when they arrived on the scene, they were basically told there's nothing that can be done. They had no plan in place, and Chief McGovern said, you know what, that was just unacceptable. We brought in a think tank, we brought in the best experts to figure out something, because we just can't accept that we're going to let this tank explode. How frustrating is that?
No, the chief is exactly right. It's frustrating for me. You know, my job is to protect the public, and when something like this happens and the company says, you know what, there's two things that are going to happen. Either we're going to have a massive explosion or we're going to have a leak that's going to vaporize and create toxic fumes, and those are the only two alternatives. That is absolutely unacceptable. It's unacceptable today, and it's going to be even more unacceptable as we move forward. We can't let that happen, and it's our job, to, as I said, to create the laws, the rules, the regulations so that it doesn't happen again.
And yesterday you saw Orange County Fire Authority firefighters were sent in. Such a volatile, dangerous situation. It was thought over very carefully, but those firefighters basically put their lives on the line, getting close to a tank that could have exploded.
So the courage of those firefighters, those folks in hazmat uniforms, basically they climbed up on the tank, is something that is inspirational. And in fact, some of the good things that have come out of this, to the extent there were good things, is the number of folks in the community that have stepped up and offered support, opened their homes, provided, water and food and places to sleep, and the community that said, hey, let's open this nearby high school. There's been high school graduations that have been canceled because of this, and so that actually is a positive. It's an inspirational sort of event for people like me in public life.
And thanks to those firefighters, they were able to get close to the tank. They were able to see that crack, that infamous crack in the tank, actually served to relieve some of that pressure inside. They were also able to read that temperature gauge, a gauge that doesn't go above 100.
So, yeah, again, thankful for their courage, but it is also unacceptable to not have a temperature gauge that is not readable except for poor guys and gals climbing up on that tower,
risking their lives
to assess the temperature. No, we've identified a number of different issues that need to be resolved here, and not the least of which is that we can't have a circumstance where folks have to risk their lives to assess the situation.
So an investigation will happen when all is said and done here.
Well, our first order of business is, one, making sure that there's not a catastrophe. The second order of business is getting people back in their homes. The third order of business is to find out what happened and how we can make sure it doesn't happen again.
You're privy to inside information. I know you may not know yet. The big question, the folks at home, again, 40 to 50,000 people out of their homes, not to mention all of the businesses closed this holiday weekend. Will there be school this week? Is there any timeline that you've been made privy to, that when folks might be able to return? That you can share?
Yeah. Right now, we're working very hard to basically get this resolved so it's safe. I am very hopeful that it'll be relatively soon. Again, the challenge is raising false expectations and having people try to go back to their homes when it's not safe. We don't want to create the circumstance that happened initially, where people were evacuated, told they'd go back to their home, and then once again evacuated. That created a lot of angst, created a lot of frustration, and we don't want to do that again. We want people to stay safe.
Senator Tom Umberg, thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and thanks for that investigation. We're going to stay on top of that. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. No timeline for folks returning home, for businesses to reopen. We are expecting an update later today from the Orange County Fire Authority. Right now, they are meeting with those team experts, the people that are experts in hazardous materials, the mathematicians, the meteorologists, all of them contributing something, and we may see that evacuation area downsized, downgraded. It may remain the same. We've learned a lot about the threat of a levee, and today I learned that back in 1973 in Kingman, Arizona, there was what's called a levee. That explosion killed 13 people, including 11 firefighters. So a lot of lessons have been learned. So if you're out of your home, know that the danger was real. According to the people in the know, it was extremely real. It's still a volatile situation. An explosion could happen, a chemical leak could happen, or the trend that we're seeing, that temperature continues to drop, the MMA inside continues to stabilize and solidify, and that's the best case scenario for all of this. That's the latest from the command post here in Cypress. I'm Gigi Graciette.
All right, Gigi, thank you. A class action lawsuit was already filed Saturday alleging negligence by GKN Aerospace. So people who live in Garden Grove right now, they're saying regardless of what happens here, they believe they will be financially impacted. The complaint aims to hold the company accountable for the disruption and expenses the chemical tank emergency has caused for the near 50,000 people who were forced out of their homes. They also want damages for potential safety issues.
You don't get in a situation where 50,000 people are evacuated without a significant lack of oversight that is negligent at best and at worst outright reckless.
The company issued a statement on its website saying, in part, it is acutely aware of the uncertainty the incident is causing, and it sincerely apologizes for the ongoing disruption to the local community.
All right, new this morning, firefighters going above and beyond for a family who lost their home of nearly 40 years in a wildfire. Firefighters made an incredible discovery after the Sandy fire devastated his home in Simi Valley. While they were battling the fire, Los Angeles Fire Department crews found a family's cherished wedding ring amid the rubble. The Bile family, who lost their home, shared heartfelt thanks to all the firefighters and statewide teams who battled the fast-moving fire and somehow managed to recover the ring.
I hadn't heard about that story.
Me either.
That's fascinating.
Wasn't
That's so
there
great.
a similar story?
There was. In the Palisades in that area, but I think this was the only house that actually burned down, right, in the Sandy fire. And gosh, to be able to recover that ring means so much.
That's right.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I do remember the other story. There was another one.
In the Palisades.
There was. Yeah. That's sweet. Okay, coming up. Snowboarder B. Kim turned a family hobby into an Olympic dream in honor of AAPI Heritage Month. We're taking a look at the athlete behind the medals, the sacrifices behind the success, and the family that helped her get her there.